You are now listening to Feeding
Simmons,
Off
it's like
Each
Jimmy
Other.
and Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, I remember watching games and
go
hearing
again.
this, and it tripped me out.
Yeah.
Man, exciting times in the mountain bike industry, eh? Right, Dave?
Oh man,
Right,
I'm
Dave.
just on the edge of my seat.
Dave had to take a few sick days off because he was so upset about it.
I was so sick.
I thought it was because he's too sick.
Yeah.
He's so sick. His flat brim hat and his Monster Energy. Hey, right off the bat, guys, let's plug our merch, okay? We got new merch for Black Friday, and the team absolutely crushed it. You guys describe what I'm holding right now for me.
It's the same hoodie I'm wearing. It's
Which are audio-only listeners.
yeah. I know. I'm just saying.
All right.
I want it in Braille, please.
Careful, they're on our asses about watching clips and talking visually.
Oh, I thought you
The
meant
Chuthers?
I thought you meant the Braille community.
No, not the Braille community.
Okay.
They're chill with us, finally.
Yeah, there's like a what is it? A sun or a moon and a bike and a palm tree and
Brooke, what do you call this one?
Brooke has no
collage.
mic.
like a doodle collage?
Doodle collage. It's epic. It's beautiful. Brooke made this. It's her creation. Absolutely love it. Good job, Brooke.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Another thing that Brooke absolutely slaved away on, our new tie-dye.
Long sleeve has a tired logo, but it's a pun.
Now you're talking.
Because the tire looks tired.
Oh, well, don't give the joke away. They're supposed to buy it and find out themselves.
Oh,
Oh, man.
You have to buy it to get the joke.
it's a riddle.
This is like, what is it? Different kind of tie-dye that we did. It's bleach and what? Is it brown? Is it green or brown? What is it? Both? All of the colors. Beautiful. Great job, Brooke. Freaking tie-dyeing that for like an entire week.
Great
It's hard work.
Great fall vibes.
Heading into winter as well.
Shut up.
This might be my favorite. This new hoodie,
Yeah.
the Ride More hoodie. Super trendy. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know how much
much
it
is that?
costs to print on a sleeve?
$100,000.
Yeah, exactly. It is expensive.
I'm rich, bitch.
Dave, would you sport this?
Yeah, I would.
Great.
Would you ride a damn bike if you
Yeah.
sported it?
Yeah. You legally have to.
Yeah, our what do we call this one? The Ride Your Damn Bike sweater? I don't know. This might be my favorite. It's pretty cool. It looks like a hoodie you might buy at like a music festival or something, some place where cool kids go. I wouldn't know.
What about a sticker sheet? You got that?
I got a sticker sheet. Where is it?
Hey, listen.
The legendary Mahalo My Dude sticker sheets, 5th edition. This is a creation of all of us, but design-wise, mostly Brooke and Dave. You guys crushed it. I think my favorite here is the Big Air King, the Burger King parody, Big Air King. I also love the bar spin, which is Barbie, the Barbie logo. Your faves?
Steep and deep.
Yeah, I like the tired one again. We also did a Mountain Dew parody, but it says Mahalo My Dude.
Mountain Dew and the Monopoly parody.
Yeah.
Epic. And Cheese Whiz.
Steez Whiz.
Steez Whiz.
How do people acquire these goods?
MahaloMyDude.com. I guess they're going to be live in a couple of weeks. You can preview it pretty soon.
You can also sign up to the newsletter to get updates.
Yes, sir. And lastly, some socks. We have more, but lastly, socks. We got the classic Shaka Shaka socks, the Shakas. And we now have the very controversial white sock.
Right.
Jason, how do you feel about this?
I like white socks.
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing that.
I don't go mountain biking in white socks because you're going to ruin them for sure. But I do like wearing white socks.
All I remember you saying is we asked you what kind of socks do you wear, you say as black as possible.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
It's like how he likes his men.
So will we see you sporting these ones, Jason?
Yeah, of course.
No. Well, hopefully we see each other's out there sporting the goods.
Sporting and supporting. Our guest is here.
He's here?
Yeah, we have a guest for the first time in weeks. I'm
No,
nervous.
he's not here. We got it.
Oh, he's
Brooke
not
just shook
here.
her head. Is he lost? It's a confusing place to get to.
Yeah.
On purpose, it should be.
Yeah.
We don't want people to find us.
No, we want to be hidden from the public. Nobody should know where we are.
We're 20 feet underground. So that makes it hard.
We're with the mole people.
Yeah.
There's a fingerprint scanner, a retina scanner, a series of security obstacles.
Rectal scanner.
Rectal
scanner.
scanner. That's Dave. That's Dave's job.
There's a classic SNL sketch with Michael Keaton, and he builds a smart couch.
Oh, yes.
And the
It's so
smart,
good.
you have to sit on the couch, and then a little probe comes out from the bottom, and it lasers a hole, and it goes up your butt. And then that's how it gets to know you. And he's like, yeah, that's just how the couch gets to know you. And then they're like, well, then it ruins your pants. He's like, no. When it leaves your bottom, it leaves a streak of glue and patches your pants up for you and heats it.
That's maybe one of my favorite SNL sketches.
Oh my God, that
all
whole
time.
episode is so good.
Old SNL. Bring it back.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So, what else is it?
More
going on?
vamping.
We haven't even recorded in a long time. It's been a
Yeah, we took a couple of weeks off.
Yeah.
We're trying to re-strategize with the podcast. We don't have 5 cameras anymore, just the one camera. We're just trying to get better at the audio. You know, we're just gonna strive to get better at the actual thing, which is the talking on the microphones. And hopefully it goes well in the coming year of the next 50 podcasts or so we can afford some better cameras too, because we've been recording on security cameras and we're kind of fed up with the quality.
Yeah, they look like dog shit, Matt, if I'm being honest. And it hurts my heart.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were cheap. You can't argue with the price. They're like $200 a piece.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? You guys watch anything cool lately?
We watched Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy, old comedy. Actually, we still have 20 minutes to watch.
Oh, the big climax.
Is there a big climax?
No. It kind of just wraps itself up in that. I don't know. I haven't not watched the last 20
I just
minutes.
feel good that I brought up a movie that Dave hasn't seen.
That's
true.
insane to me that you haven't seen that movie.
Settle down.
Yeah, dude, what's wrong with you? Do you even like culture yourself or?
Well, it's right up your alley.
I know. I don't know. I didn't like David Spade growing up.
Do you like him now?
He's okay.
Yeah.
And then Chris Farley wasn't really on my comedy
Careful.
radar.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, but I like his bike.
The Trek Farley?
Trek Farley.
Hard not to show up on the radar when you're shaped like that.
Was shaped like
Was.
that.
Dave, you watched Killers of the Blood Moon?
Flower Moon.
Flower Moon.
Oh God, what? 3 hours, 40 minutes or something?
Like 3:35 or 3:40 or something.
How many times did you go pee?
0.
Just in my pants.
Yeah. How many times did you go
pants?
poo?
6.
There we are.
Yeah. Dave. Killers of the Flower Poo.
And it was good?
It was one of those movies where it's like you almost like enjoy it more in retrospect, like because you're like it's based on a true story. It's like an interesting time and place, and it's like a crazy thing that was happening. But in the moment, you're like, this is very long and historical. But I still enjoyed it as
Dave said I wouldn't like it, and I believe it.
Well, you didn't like Oppenheimer.
I don't know.
And I think this was slower than Oppenheimer, probably. And, it felt longer. Like Oppenheimer, I think, had a better pace. Like there were moments where it was just like a really long shot and just like music, and you're just chilling, waiting for something to happen.
Is it in contention for Oscars?
Oh yeah, it'll be in the mix. Robert De Niro, very good. Leo was good. He plays a real scoundrel in it.
And Jesse Plemons?
Yeah, he's not in it very much though.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
damn. I love Jesse Plemons.
He's good.
He's very good.
He's a real scene stealer.
I think Game Night was
Game Night.
Matt should watch Game Night.
Oh,
I think I have that downloaded somewhere.
oh, you would love it.
You would
Yeah.
love it.
It's so up your alley,
Yeah.
and you'll finish it in a sitting because it's so like it's very snappy.
It is. The pacing's high.
Okay.
His line, I don't see how that's profitable for the Frito-Lay
No.
Corporation.
Spoilers.
Jeez. Spoiled the tired shirt. Spoiled the Game Night movie.
Literally, it's so out of context.
I'm gonna be so disappointed. Hey, I want to say real quick. I visited my grandma yesterday. It was her birthday. She's 96. She has dementia, and I haven't seen her in a while because of COVID and all that. I hadn't really taken the opportunity to go see her. I wanted to tell her in person that Brooke and I were engaged, and because she has dementia, we had the opportunity to surprise her and tell her probably 6 times within the half an hour that we saw her. So it's bittersweet. It's sad, but it's also like, I don't know. There's like a weird kind of like ignorant happiness to the disease, you know?
Well, it can go different ways too. So if
Yeah.
she's relatively upbeat, she at least has the better version. Some people get really angry and really dark, and it's like they're like violent. Like it can be really, really bad. It's always really bad, but at least it seems like you got the better version.
Well, hopefully. I mean, I only saw it for about half an hour. And,
Right.
dude, I was blown away because in her room, she has coloring pages posted up on the walls.
Nice.
And her coloring is impeccable. Like, it's very, very good. I wondered who like, because I thought a kid did it, because it's coloring pages, right? I didn't expect that 96-year-old woman's doing coloring pages.
Yeah.
But I wondered, who in our family is old enough to do this well at coloring? Obviously, coloring's not very hard for an adult. But still, for an old woman, you know,
She was in the lines.
it's just like, it blew me away. Color coordination, color patterns, all that. All right, we have a guest in the building.
Two guests.
Two guests?
Hold up.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up.
I see another guest. Come in. Yeah, come in.
He's talking. I can't hear anything. I got headphones on.
Yeah, we're in a little
Very
vacuum here.
echoey.
Brooke, the recording did stop on the computer, but
Oh,
I can see. But we luckily have our roadcaster that's running the backup.
all right. Press the space bar on that. Do we have multiple guests? Come on in.
Coming in. We're live.
We're not actually live.
You brought all your dogs.
Two addresses.
Get on here. Get on the mic. Get on the mic. Save it for the mic. Hey, watch where you put your feet here.
Younger, I jump on that, but
Oh my goodness.
make it very
For
short.
the
My
viewers at home, we have a furry
my
guest.
wife took me on the Ascent Trail on Sunday. We had a little getaway up in Whistler, a little date night. You guys know that when you have married, have kids, you get date nights.
Oh yeah.
What are kids?
Know all about it.
Kid, that's a kid. That's a four-legged furry kid, but similar.
There you go. Now you're in the. You're
Well,
in
he's
the.
in.
Yeah.
I mean, your ears,
Get
Wade
that, get that
Simmons.
right up on you. There you go.
Yes.
Hi, you.
Professional, eh? You guys come a long way.
Hey, play him a sound. Play him a quick sound.
Okay.
Oh,
That was quick.
there you go.
That name this tune? That was a fart. Hey, you guys fart? You guys record
Yeah,
those yourself?
yeah.
Yeah,
It
that-
took so many takes to get it right.
Homemade.
So many burritos.
So many burritos.
All right, yeah, you were saying something?
Gained 10 pounds making fart noises.
Hey, puppy. Well,
I
no,
was
puppy. This is
saying
a
that
full-grown dog.
my legs are so sore because my wife's a bit of a trail runner. And we did a date night up in Whistler and on Sunday night. And then Monday, she's like, let's go do some activity. And we did the Ascent Trail on Blackcomb. It's like a hiking trail up to mid station. And then we ran down Crazy Train.
Oh my! You ran down it.
And now that was on, what day today? Wednesday? That was on, well, you're out trail running, right? So you kind of make your way down Crazy Train.
Running or like crawling on your butt down Crazy Train?
No, it was fun. It was good.
Oh,
you know,
really?
she's, I've been with Lisa since 94, so she knows what she's getting into. It's not like, oh, what are you taking me down this for? She knows it'll be like quasi butt slide and hiking, skipping around.
So would you rather run it or ride it?
I would rather ride it for sure.
Yeah.
She actually hates hiking with me because, like, say we're in Europe or something, I'm like, this would be a great trail to ride. Shut up, she says. Like, fuck, like for 15, 20 years I've been saying that. Wait, hold up. Why are we hiking?
Who do we have here in the building with us?
Well,
We
look
have
at
an
her.
animal.
She wants some headphones too. That's Luna. That's my dog Luna. And my wife worked last night. She's an ER doctor. So she did a 3 a.m. shift. Starts at 3 a.m.
Wow.
Shift. And so I'm on Luna duty this morning.
3 a.m. to what time?
Well, the good thing about starting, a little inside note for ER doctors, any shift that starts at 11 p.m. or later, you only work for 5 hours and you get paid for 8.
Oh, wow.
So it's a little perk. So it's a 3 till 8 a.m.
We talking Lionsgate?
Lionsgate, yep.
Oh, okay.
ER Lionsgate.
Lots of mountain bikers in there.
Lots of mountain bikers. You probably know my wife.
Maybe. I've been there myself.
At 3 a.m.?
No.
I don't know if that was mountain biking. I'm sure that
Yeah.
was drinking.
No. Yeah, exactly.
They had to pump his stomach.
Yeah, no. It was for another. It wasn't even riding. It was for working on a bike.
Oh.
Yeah, cut my finger open real good.
Oh. What was that again? Your
I decided
the
to cut
X-Acto
a
knife.
Yeah, I decided to cut a brake line with an X-Acto knife. And I cut the brake
slice.
line, went right through, and then also through my finger.
Cut the finger line.
Yeah, cut the finger line, and then brake fluid into the finger line.
Jesus.
Last time I was in Lionsgate, I had broken my ribs, and I had a moment of fame there with a guy who checked us in, or Brooke and I. He was like, "Oh yeah, I know you guys. Oh yeah, you guys are the ones who, you act like jackasses on camera." I was like, "I don't know how I feel about this."
Yeah.
You're right, but also
Like, you mean the jackasses? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, is that what
I
he
got
thinks?
worms.
Kind of cool, I guess.
Last time I was at Lionsgate, I was naked and screaming.
oh.
Go on.
What?
I was born there.
I mean, a little more time, we could have figured that one out.
Yeah.
Could have taken a crack team, and I don't know if
All right, I'm going to introduce us guys. All right, oh, what, you got something to
I
say?
was going to say thanks for having me here.
Yeah,
all
that's...
joking aside and nakedness.
It was a great pod. Thanks for joining us. Join us next time.
It's quick.
Wait, how many more episodes till episode 69?
3.
Oh, close.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
That's when we quit.
Can we just hang out here until then?
I don't mind.
Just keep talking through 66, 7, and 8.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I think that's how they work.
We have 2 1-minute episodes.
That's right.
You
All right, I'm
intro?
doing the intro.
Do
Welcome back to Feeding Off Each Other, a mostly weekly podcast where we feed off the talent, humor, knowledge, and awesome stories of our guests.
Yeah.
And each other. I'm Matt Dennison. What did you had me a name for me in the notes?
Yeah, I said Matt could have been Bart Dennison.
I don't know if that's true.
You
Jason
said it.
says that
It's a good
because
story.
I know in a video we put out, I said that my dad was gonna name me Bart. He thought, and I think I messed it up. It was like Bjorn, I think, or something, which is actually worse. Could have been Bjorn Dennison.
I don't know if Bart is the best name, but Bartholomew?
Yeah.
I'm joined as always by
You're not Bart, are you? No.
No. You're going to find out.
joined as always by co-host David Elitist Mountain Biker Wiggins in the house.
Yeah.
I think I met you before, Dave. David? No?
Maybe.
Maybe? Somewhere?
I don't remember.
Bar lineup and...
Yeah, you short guys are all
It's possible.
And to his
Short
left,
guy call me short?
No, it said shore.
Oh, I thought he said short
It's from
guy.
the short guys.
It's true.
That's what he said. You short guys.
joining us is Jason, the Bumbler,
Oh.
Lucas. Very topical words I'm using right now.
You know what?
Bumbler.
You know what's funny?
Well,
That I find that funny because I did a little research on this podcast, right?
Uh-oh.
And you were bumbling the first couple episodes.
Yeah, those are
Like,
not
I mean,
good.
you were like, "Oh, let's try the intro there." Oh, yeah, we're almost ready for the intro. Remember that one?
Don't go back to those.
No, it's good to see the progress.
See the progress.
Yeah.
I did see a comment from each other that was like, I listened to the first one and then immediately the most recent. Oh my God, you guys have come so far.
And I've been saying for a while that I've heard it takes 100 podcasts to get good at podcasting.
Well, you're 66 right now, so what's that?
So welcome to another bad podcast, Wade. Thanks for
So
joining
you're
us.
moderately good.
Yeah, we're over halfway.
Yeah, we kind of.
I know, but you guys spent a lot of time in front of the camera, so I'm sure you started out pretty good. You had some experience.
It's a new thing. It's a new thing.
You know, we're working on it. I think by 500 we'll be pretty good at it, but we'll see.
You know what's funny is that I was just down in Los Angeles doing 2 podcasts.
Really?
I did the Worldwide Cyclery one and the Path Bike Shop. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these. And it's a podcast, new things. Like it has been on my radar for ever. And now it's like 3 within less than a week. Like, what's going on? Bigger than podcasts. What's happening?
I don't know. Podcasts are, I feel like, the new, I don't know, vlog almost, you know? Like everyone's kind of getting on board. It's fairly easy to set one up. And also it's a great excuse to have conversations with people you might not normally get to talk to.
What was the other podcast you were on?
Well, this one.
Well, I thought you said you had 2 in LA.
Yeah, 2 in LA. The Worldwide Cyclery and the Path Bike Shop.
Oh, okay. I also watched yours with Brett Tippie. I think you were his first.
That's right. I was Tippy's first.
first.
podcast.
Yeah.
Well, he had to ease it in. You know, he wanted some star power because he can't draw one himself. You know, so
Sure, you were bumbling on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, we always bumble anyway. So
Hey, well, listen, we got an intro for you.
Okay.
Let's
Sorry.
hear if we've nailed the intro. And
Oh,
if
okay.
anybody else has given you an intro.
I'm reading
Good
this.
as this one that Jason
No
is
pressure.
going to read in 3,
2,
2, 1.
Today, we're joined by a very special guest who is an undisputed legend in the sport of mountain biking. This person grew up in the freeride mecca of Kamloops, BC, before making the move to the North Vancouver in the 90s.
The North Vancouver.
The North Vancouver, where their mountain biking career really took off. Since then, they have filmed many iconic movie segments, won the very first Red Bull Rampage, and have been inducted into the Mountain Bike Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Wade Simmons.
Undisputed legend. Anybody want to dispute that?
Brooke?
Brooke?
Brooke, you got no. Okay. Oh,
I know Brett Tippie always disputes it because he really likes the name Godfather.
Yes.
And he sees himself as a Godfather. And it's kind of an inside joke because he did a podcast with Needles. What's his name?
Andrew Neathling?
Yeah, Andrew Neathling. And it was the podcast with the Godfather. I'm sure Tippie like played it like that. And then a buddy of mine saw the podcast or heard about it. He's like, hey, I thought you were the Godfather. Like, what's going on? Like, he was like, protecting me. Like, did you know about this? I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I knew about this. It's like, Tippie and I always battle. He's like, I'm the Godfather. I mean, to be called the Godfather is rad. So, everyone's called the Godfather. That's...
What was the first instance you can remember in which someone called you the Godfather? How did that come about? I feel like you probably talked about this a lot.
I don't know the first instance, but do you know where it came from?
Not exactly.
It came from Derek Westerland, I think.
Okay.
So I've been in a lot of movies, like prior to DVD, VHS, all the movies, and I'm known, I've been doing a lot of shit. Are we allowed to swear?
Yeah, encouraged.
Take that back,
okay.
please.
So we're doing a fuck ton of a lot of gnarly shit. No. And, with free riding, it's not like we were the first kind of wave, right? So it's not like we watch stuff and I want to be like that free rider. It's like we were free riders just bumbling along. We use that word, the word of the podcast, bumbling along. And I was, of course, when you're guinea pigging stuff, you're crashing all the time. And Axel Fosfet, who was a filmer for Big D, he coined me the survivor because I would always you come up short on stuff all the time. He's like Simmons, you're like the survivor, because I'd be hanging out with Robbie Borden and all the other gnarly dudes, and we're like, I don't know, does that work? And maybe it doesn't work, right? Like, I'm like, fuck, I'll try it, and it's like come up short and like dish my bike midway and hang off stuff, right? And, the thing was, I would never die because like Simmons, you're the survivor, right? Throw Simmons in and see if it works. So that kind of spun into like, okay, can't kill this guy, he's got 9 lives, sort of thing. And then Big D, who's there all the time, he just like, dude, you're like, you can do it all, man. Like, you're dirt jumping. I pride myself on like, I race BMX. I competed in trials. I have a BC Cup dual slalom championship jersey. Like, I've had my fingers in a lot of mountain bike pies, BMX pies, all the pies. And bumbleberry pie. And I think why the Godfather took because Big D's like, dude, you can do it all. You're like the Godfather. You can kind of like manage everything,
Okay.
So it was Derek Westerland who coined me the Godfather.
Interesting.
And it's kind of tongue in cheek, like, you're the Godfather, right? And of course, it's Godfather is a pretty rad name. Godfather, mafiosos.
Yeah, you guys are like pretty good at giving each other nicknames. We don't call each other anything other than our first names.
We call Jason the Podfather.
The Podfather?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a few Podfathers.
Yeah.
You don't hang out enough to get nicknames? Like, nicknames just come out from hanging out with people too long.
People call me Denny. That's the Coastal Crew. Those guys are great at
Grand Slam.
The three formerly known as the Coastal Crew. Yeah, they're great at nicknames. Did you ever have a nickname?
Not really. No, I feel like no.
You guys are too nice.
Jay's just not that's like just a shortened version of my name. It's not a nickname. Dave, you have a nickname?
Yeah, I've had lots.
You're a hockey guy, for sure you do.
Well, no, there was just my last name's Wiggins, and so it's just like Wiggy, Wiggly. I don't know, all those type of names. But
I'll tell you some of mine that I have over the years.
Hit us.
So I like Mexican stuff. So Chimones. So Sterl calls me Chimo. It's like Chimones, like Simmons. Chimones.
Sterl's a great nickname giver, by the way.
Yeah, of course. So I'm sure Sterl has names for you guys too.
I don't know if I want to hear them.
But so Chimo went from Chimones to Chimo, and then Chimo Sabi.
Right.
So
nice.
the Claw calls me Chimo Sabi. Hey, Chimo Sabi, the Claw, right? And then I gave Claw the Craw, because it's like the Claw.
You gave him what?
The Craw.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, Craw? Craw, like thinking like
Crawdaddy.
like a South Asian person saying the Claw, like Craw. Hey, Craw. He does not like that.
That's so good.
Yeah, you gotta use that when you say, "Hey, what's up, Craw?" He's like, Don't call me that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't crawl me that.
Stuck in his craw.
Yeah. The Simmons Beauty Rest mattress.
Oh, nice.
So Digger calls me the mattress. Hey, what's up, mattress? And then Beauty Rest comes out of that. And
Beauty rest.
Tempur-Pedic.
Tempur-Pedic, yeah.
That's when you get mad.
Different brand. That's when you get old.
Yeah.
Tempur-Pedic. Start beating it. Hey, Tempur-Pedic.
Can we get some quick fanboy moments out of the way?
Sure.
Well, it goes without saying that you were on my bedroom walls on a poster beside my bed.
I know.
Yeah.
Which poster? People don't forget. Which poster?
I think it was the it was a Rocky Mountain one, obviously, and it. What's the name of the road gap?
The Moreno Valley.
Moreno Valley.
Jumping
road
in
gap.
the
Jumping
Mars.
over the truck.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's
I think that was right above my headboard.
I
think it might have been signed.
Oakley did a poster of that. It was never a Rocky poster. It was a Marzocchi poster, I think. I did a Mexican road gap.
A Mexican.
That was a Rocky poster over a couple of like a bunch of Mexicans looking up. They're all like, "Hey, Chimosabi, Simones."
I don't think I saw that one.
I think this is going to be a great story for some website or whatever, or maybe you guys.
Well, yeah, podcast.
I have all my posters, my old posters.
Oh, really?
No way.
And there's a lot of rad ones. So that's why I'm asking you, like, which poster, because they often come out because people be like, I need a poster. So I'll open the bins of posters. I'm like, oh yeah, whoa, look at that one. I have a lot of cool posters, man.
Are you protective with them? Are you scared to give them out?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to keep them.
You
For what? I don't know. My wife's like, why do you have these posters? I'm like, I don't know why.
That's priceless, though.
Yeah, it's cool to look back at, right?
And even worse, hoarder. I have all my old magazines that I was in.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like bins of magazines, like see that, like your garbage can bottles and sticker kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It would fill that in the next level.
Wow.
Of like old magazines and shit.
Jeez.
I think I saved all the magazines I'm in. I have one.
All the magazine I'm in.
Playboy.
Playboy.
IFHT.
Loser of the month.
Yeah, it was like technology. Some nerds. Yeah. Other fanboy moment. I was saying to these guys, I'm wondering if you kind of like invented this move, because you were definitely the first time I ever saw it. But when you're coming off a log ride, not necessarily always a log ride, could be a curb or something.
The nose manual.
You do the nose manual. You kick the back end up, and you drop off with style.
Yeah. I in a mountain bike context, I might have invented that move.
Yeah.
I think we were all doing it. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Again, we were bumbling along. It's not like we were like, what's the next sick move? I'm sure kids like now are like thinking about what's the next trick.
For sure.
For us, we were never like that. We were just like, oh, let's go ride our bike. And then, nose manual off, it kind of just happened, right? Like, yeah.
Well, I as a kid, I love that move. I can like see that shot. I don't know what movie it was in, but I see it in my mind. Every time I do it now to this day, I think about you. And
do you pull that move?
Yeah,
it is. It feels
it's fun.
great. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, off curbs and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think the reason that my riding kind of stood the test of time, because I pulled from skateboarding and skiing and snowboarding and BMX. Like I used to be an old BMXer. And if I ever went into the urban landscape to do something on my mountain bike, I'd make sure it was respected by BMXers.
Right.
Remember Chris Donahue and a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of other old BMXers used to work around, like we used to hang out and I'd be like, is this cool? They're like, nah, it's not cool.
You'd be on a
Don't do that.
full swish bike.
And then of course, Superheroes came out, which was pretty rad.
Super rad.
The pinnacle of Superheroes was cool, but a lot of the fodder was like, BMXers like, what are you? I want to swear more.
Superheroes.
I don't want to turn it too dark.
Yeah.
Superheroes was a film. Was it all street riding?
It was all street riding.
All street riding. Okay.
And they're like doing, like roof gaps and stuff like that, stair gaps, and half of it was cool, but the other half is kind of like, it's like baby
kooky.
BMX,
Well, it's interesting. I feel like there was like a death of mountain bike street riding. Like a lot of people used to have like hardtails with rigid forks and stuff like that. And then now it's almost seeing a bit of a resurgence with people like Dylan Stark just like hucking big stair sets on their full suspension bike.
Yeah.
Did you think it was dorky at the time and you're kind of glad it died, or you like it?
Well, no, it's like, so the reason we started to ride urban, because I lived with Ambrose and Corey Leclerc Ambrose Weingart. You know those two. Remember those two
Filmmakers.
guys?
Filmmakers,
Filmmakers, yeah.
Big mountain bike filmmakers.
And we lived downtown. We lived off Commercial Drive.
Oh, no way.
And we at night we'd go ride mountain bikes and just mess around and hit and like it's how fun is manually doing the nose wheelie thing off like a block or what are those things
Like a
called?
little ledge
like
or
a ledge
something,
ledge riding bang hop to manuals, it's fun stuff, right?
Yeah, Vancouver's ripe for these things. Maybe not so much anymore because they have these like anti-grind and like they know that people are going to ride these things and they kind of prevent it. But
So I still think it's cool. I mean, if it's kind of like on a level of rad and people are like, whoa, they'll notice, then it's cool. If it's just like putzing around, I have no time for putzing around. You know?
did you ever get kicked out by security in those days? Because I feel like nowadays, like I've made some street edits and you're there for 5 seconds, they're already on you. Then you're kicked out of there. Like you bring a tripod, as soon as that tripod hits the ground, boom, you're kicked out.
It was not as much because it was new. There was no
Right.
security guards. Yeah, I mean the skateboarders were always there, so skateboarding lines and BMX and mountain bike lines don't really you're somewhere different. Your bikes are like rough, where skateboarders need it a little smoother. So you're in different zones of downtown. But my favorite thing to do was like air to wall ride. Like say you're on a platform and then you got stairs going down, and you'd like air and wall ride and then land on some stairs. Like that was a fun move.
I hope there's a resurgence of street riding in Vancouver. Let's start it. You want to go?
I was going to say going back to what inspired me to ride, I watched a lot of Ruben Alcantara and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he always took stuff backwards.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah,
Ruben-
if you saw him right now, if you pulled it up, you'd be like, oh yeah, this guy's
Okay.
pretty
Legendary
rad.
BMX.
He's legendary. And he would like, rather than doing a rail down, he would like ride up, like hit stairs really fast, so it was smooth, and then air into a rail, like upwards kind of thing. Like he would look at things different. I'm like, oh, that guy, that's the mountain bike side of things right there.
Talk about wall rides, too.
Wall rides, yeah. Huge, like bank to wall rides, like across
Huge
roads.
wall
Like he would
rides, yeah.
air a 2-lane road from a bank onto a wall. And off, like big, crazy stuff.
We were talking about this road gap. I know we were gonna revisit this with a little clip, and we were gonna bring up Dylan Stark, who recently hit this road gap.
Yeah, I was
again.
curious.
I love talking about that. Yeah.
We can bring it up. We can bring it up for what was the year you hit it the very first time?
Well, it was post Rampage win, so I think it was 2002, maybe
2002.
2001, 2002.
This is
Were you being sarcastic that you love talking about this? Or do you
No,
actually love talking?
I love talking about it.
All right. I didn't know if it was
I'd
like a
hope so.
changing
It's a
of the guard
massive
type
thing.
thing.
No.
or-
I know. I am very sarcastic. Like my wife's like, do you like? I have a leash on me all the time because my family is so sarcastic.
Yeah.
But
Can't
in
relate, can't relate.
this case, as I'm sure you are too, and you guys, Canadians. But no, I love talking about it because I 100% respect Dylan and what he did. Like it took that long to kind of, again, back to putzing around. Like obviously if that was
Bumbling.
a putsy bumbling move, it'd be done all the time.
Yeah.
Brooke, can you play it? I just want to. This is the original clip. Wait, do you know the size of this thing? Down in California, big road gap.
Like that there.
Yeah.
I don't know the actual numbers, but it's.
Oh my god.
That was the
And that was a big
photo
crash.
of that was above my bed.
So I was there with Benner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Benner and I went there, because we were pals, right? And who hit it first? I think maybe I hit it first. Anyways, Benner went to hit it and he exploded. I luckily greased it. And at the time, I was, it's all mental battle at that point, right? Like, I think that thing was maybe 55 feet.
Jeez.
We didn't put a measuring tape to it, but you can tell it's like, yeah, it's big. And we were already hitting other stuff. I never hit the loony drop, but we were hitting Brutus and
Yeah,
Cypress.
you'd hit
Like that,
Brutus,
yeah, we hit that lots. Like that was
Wardens, probably.
Wardens, yeah.
Yeah.
So another 10 feet, another 15 feet isn't too out of the realm.
Sure.
So I saw it and I was confident. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to fucking hit this. So I hit it once with no truck just to make sure I didn't grossly mess up and undershoot and hit a truck, right? But I greased it once with no truck and I said, let's do it with the truck. And I hit it twice. I rode out of there twice.
Wow. Crazy. And then.
Bender didn't.
Yeah,
he
we
did
saw
that
he
crash. And
exploded.
I think he concussed himself pretty bad. We're like, dude, don't hit it again. And he actually went back to hit it another time. Do you know the story?
What?
No.
So, I don't have demons. Like, I don't like it's like, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Earth 1, human 0. Like, I don't have to go back and conquer, where he kind of lives in that mode. He's like, I got to go back and hit that. So he went back to hit it, and I guess he broke his handlebar.
Oh,
when he landed.
no. When
So
he landed.
He aired, landed, snap, and of course,
Yeah.
that's not a good ending.
It's worst nightmare.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then so all these years later, I hadn't really even seen it again, like since like maybe a couple of people hit, but then Dylan Stark comes out,
Yep.
does a big tuck no hander on it. I think we have that clip.
Well, I think he wanted to hit it because it would be a move that would jettison him up to, like the point, like, I want to get in a Rampage. This is Dylan Stark, right? So he knew, he's like, yeah, I'm going to step it up. It's awesome.
And you're stoked generally when you see that kind of stuff?
I was Instagram. I'm not a big Instagram guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to come out of the Instagram darkness here and say, good job, dude.
Wow, that's when you know you've done well, when you get
Exactly.
Simmons out
That's
on
right.
Instagram. What the hell? That's my new goal in life.
And what do you like? What's your whole take on? Because I feel like with that drop, the jaw drop, obviously we just saw Braga hit that again. Like, is it awesome? Should we be looking to new stuff? Like, what do you like about this direction?
Of just going on pure size, like going big?
Going big, but on these old moves and bringing them back to life, or do you think you should just leave them to rest?
No. If it's a step up, I say go for it. Absolutely, 100%. I mean, like, if Dylan hit that and just kind of did what I did, like no style, scared style. Mm-hmm. That's a new thing, scared style.
Dead sailor.
Yeah, dead sailor. We'll call it the guinea pig. Oh, I put a guinea pig on that. Yeah, I say power to him for sure.
And so what if you are guinea pigging?
But if
don't
you hang your hat on something of the same that's been done before,
Okay.
it's like, well, you just hit something that's been done 25 years ago or however many years,
Exactly. Yeah.
But when he tucked no handed it, it's like, oh my God, like, yeah, it's 100% respectful.
Let's play it back if we got it lined up here. Where the heck is Moreno Valley? Where is this?
Well, it's on the way. It's leaving LA. Look at that, eh?
Jeez, and he goes deep too. The bike's got better, eh?
It's such a beautiful gap. Like, it's actually quite, like physics.
This is in California?
In California.
Okay.
It's
Exact coordinates?
Riverside. It's in Riverside. So when you're leaving LA, and funny story, actually, we went to Disneyland last year with my family.
Nice.
And we totally messed up Disneyland. Because we nailed Disneyland. We're like, hey, let's go to Santa Monica Pier. So we went to Santa Monica Pier for a day, or for the afternoon, and then drove to Palm Springs. Not recommended, dude. 6.5 hours in traffic.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. So it's opposite direction that you should go. You're like, hey, well, let's leave Disneyland, Anaheim, go to Santa Monica, which is a little northwest,
Yep.
and then right across to Palm Springs. Not recommended. But on our route, trying to relocate traffic, we went by the gap. I'm like driving. I'm like, oh, I think this is a zone with a gap. I'm like, look, kids, honey, like there it is.
And were they all asleep in the cars?
Yeah, they're grumpy.
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
So as an adrenaline junkie, what gets your adrenaline going at Disneyland? Anything?
I lean into stuff. Some people, like, they see the new Star Wars movie, they're like, oh, it wasn't as good as the original or whatever. You're like, just enjoy it for what it is. Like, you can't go to Disneyland with expectations. You know it's going to be expensive.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of fat people. And everyone's going to be in lines. It's like, you just got to enjoy that fact.
Yeah.
There's like, not enough fat people here.
Favorite ride? Is it the roller coaster? The elevator thing?
My favorite ride this year was the Star Wars. Have you been there?
Yeah,
The one that drops.
We went this summer.
Oh, amazing.
The one where you're like in the car and then you
Here's the
see all the
car around.
stormtroopers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's expensive for sure. Underwhelming for me. I just go for the adrenaline. I like the roller coaster. I like the Guardians of the Galaxy elevator thing.
Yeah.
Anything that makes me feel like I'm losing my stomach. That's for me. Yeah.
That was pretty wild.
I guess there's a
the
little
doors open.
Yeah,
Down.
and then you see the view. I guess there's a little drop in the Star Wars ride.
It's when you drop out, you start flying. You're like,
Yeah.
out of here. Douche.
Yeah. Did you eat a turkey leg?
I like the one with when it goes through the door, the lightsaber through the door.
Oh yeah.
Come on, he's reliving it.
Yeah. The special effects, all the movie effects are pretty sweet.
I was there too with my 13-year-old boy and 10-year-old daughter, and you got to think it through their eyes.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like they were so into it. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. It's like,
Brooke and I went solo. So the next time, if we ever go again, hopefully it's with like a younger kid in the family so we can do just that. Yeah.
there'll be more lines and more money.
Did you eat the turkey leg?
The big drumstick? I did not know. But
Oh, well, you have to go back. Let's all go together.
maybe we did. I don't know. It wasn't a highlight.
All right.
Though my boy did get, in the Star Wars area, he made the lightsaber.
Oh yeah.
And you get to sign up.
Oh, yeah,
And make
yeah.
the light, and you get your crystal, and it's like a hour-long process, It's pretty cheap, actually, like $250 US.
What's in the box here? What'd you bring for us?
Well, I didn't know, like the angle of this podcast, but I brought
Neither do we.
90 degrees.
I brought some of my product over here, the Godfather's Garage. You guys know I started a side project here, a business.
Yeah, you grow weed in your garage or something? What was it?
Well, that one's still, I sold that years ago.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Now I'm growing bike lube,
All organic.
organic bike lube. Yeah.
So what's the story? Take
Porn
it out.
industry is way
Yeah,
bigger.
pull it out,
Way
pull it out.
bigger than the weed industry. Pull it out. That's bad timing. So Godfather's Garage, a business I started in July 22, so about a year and a half ago, and we started with some bike lube. Anyways, in my career now, I'm kind of a bit of a sales rep too. I'm riding a bit. I'm sales rep in Rocky, Raceface, Easton, Marzocchi, Fox, stuff like that. Ride Concept shoes, and then Keith Stark, who owns Switchback Sports, who kind of we rep everything through. We're kind of like, man, we need to come to market with a product. What can we bring to, what does mountain biking need? So we started thinking ideas. We're like, yeah, we do bikes, we do components, we do clothes. We're like, our space isn't very big, right? And I'm like, how about fenders? Like, why do we have mud hugger fenders? From the UK, like it's wet here. Like, why can't we do fenders? We're like, yeah, fenders. And then we start going down the fender
But then
road.
you said, mahalomydude.com already has great mud guards and
Well,
fenders.
yeah,
so
exactly.
they already own the market.
market's
They already own the
saturated.
market.
I mean,
That's
you just
cornered.
put your name on one that's already existing, right?
Yeah.
So, we're like, we're thinking about like, okay, consumable item, like bike lube. Like, there's no good story of bike lube. So we started like, maybe bike lube is the thing, right? Like, there's not a bike lube out there. Like, if you were to think about bike lube right now, what's a good, honest mountain bike? Think about bike lube. Let's just all close our eyes and think about bike lube.
Yeah, I'm closing.
Well, I'll tell you what, good things come out of bike lube. Good rides, right? You got to ride.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Lube your chain, you got to ride, man.
Yeah.
Lube it, send it. So we started looking at like if we did come out with bike lube, where do we need to be? Made in Canada, right? We're Canadian. We like to support made in Canada. Got to be biodegradable this time of the in the world, right? Like zero footprint. So we found a supplier or a bulk lube people in Ontario that could like produce what we wanted. We sent them some the competitor stuff. You can all the guys were like, this is where we need to be. They're like, yeah, we can do this. It's not rocket science. It's bike lube.
Well, let's have a taste.
Lube science.
So we came
Blind
out with,
taste.
so we have like a dry, a wet, and an e-bike lube that we started with, and a grease.
Okay, so I've always wondered, what's the difference between the wet, the dry, and now e-bike? I've never
Well-
heard of that, e-bike lube.
It's pretty simple. It's like you just think of viscosity, right? Like
Okay.
dry. You're not hitting any water, right? When
Sure.
you throw water and stuff, it's going to wash stuff away. So the dry is always it's the lightest, and then the wet's a little heavier, stays on. Going through creeks and stuff like that. And then the e-bike, because e-bikes torque, they're torquing all the time. I don't know if you guys ride a lot of e-bikes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just eat lube.
Eat lube, eat
Eat
chains.
Lube, eat
yeah.
chains, yeah. So they're torquing. So it's the heaviest. It's kind of like, think like bar oil for a chainsaw, You just like need heavy lubrication. So it's pretty thick.
Pretty thick. Most calories in that one, I
Most
guess.
calories, yeah. And then we just came out with a bike wash. So this is a
Ooh.
concentrated bike wash. 10-to-1 ratio. This makes 10 liters. And we got this awesome aluminum spray bottle. Look at that.
Very cool.
I'm going to take a whiff of this.
You can always
my
whack
God.
someone over the head with that.
You whiff it? Does it smell good?
I'm taking a whiff.
Does it
Doesn't
smell
Why does huh?
It's not like we're not playing. We didn't want we want to be in the smell game. It's not a.
Yeah, it doesn't have that like fruity smell that like a
They
lot
add
of these
that.
have.
They add that.
Yeah, I know, and
Yeah.
it's weird. It makes
Well,
me think like
Triflow has is kind of like banana-y.
yeah.
And then
I'm all looby now, Jesus.
okay, talking with you.
Yeah, yeah, it makes me wonder why they do that. It's like, do you really need it to smell good? I guess if you're
And you know what's funny about that is that some shops like it and other people.
yeah.
It's kind of like if you start using lube in the bike shop, you're like, yeah, this place smells like
Right.
It reminds me of
right.
like Tide Pods and
smells like
kids,
sex in here.
kids eating Tide Pods and they're like, oh, this smells delicious. Let me put this in my mouth.
Yeah, no. But this on the other hand does smell.
Oh, okay.
Because
So
it's
this is
bike wash, right? You
the
want
bike
when you
wash,
wash
yeah.
something, you want a nice, that smells like. Tell me what it smells. Tell me what trail that smells
God, I
like.
love smelling
Trail.
We took a
fumes.
sample of a trail up on the shore.
Oh, wait, hang on. There's a
Yeah, fully rub
there's
that
a
in your
barrier. I need to
nostrils.
take the.
Yeah.
Jeez, these things are quality barriers in here. No,
we
no
had
spillage.
a couple spillages, so
Yeah.
we had to step up our game.
I don't know what it smells like.
It just smells like pine.
Yeah. It smells like pine. You know what? That was my first thought, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe there's something
Nothing
else here.
fast, yeah.
No, it's nice. We got pine hand wash in our bathroom
But
here.
we did add a little bit of pine there, so
Nice.
this is samples for you guys. This is for.
Oh, thank
you.
you so much.
Sorry, Luna's
Luna's loving
joining
you.
the couch. Luna, you lay down?
Luna is now a chother.
Yeah.
Big fan of the pod.
Oh, good girl.
Luna's a good girl. I get her out.
Yeah, I got another clip I wanted to pull up.
There you go.
But we got another
remember,
whiff.
this is
Okay, let me
That's concentrate too, so it's going to be cut 10-1 on that. So. Nice little slow.
Oh yeah.
You feel that? You feel that in
You
your
put
head?
that in a cocktail. That's a nice Christmas cocktail right there.
He's huffing it.
He's up.
Yeah, I feel great.
Lots
now.
of product testing
It's
going
the best
on.
podcast ever. I wanted to play a clip. It's
Hi.
it's a classic Wade Simmons clip that's burned in my brain. But
Oh,
first
yeah.
the story, because it's kind of related. I think our friend David Belanger, not this David Belanger,
At Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain, still there?
How do you guys know David?
Well, he worked at MEC, and I worked with him. I made videos with him for, I don't know, a few years.
Well, he is the marketing manager at Rocky Mountain.
Right,
know
okay.
that?
Yeah, I didn't know if he was still there or what.
Still there, yeah.
Changing industry right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, he tells us a story, and he's told the story a few times, and it's funny. Jason, maybe you'll remember this as I start to tell it. You guys were on a work trip. Something brought you guys maybe on the road.
Me and Wade?
You and Wade, and I think also maybe Vander.
Yeah, Jason, you worked with us for a while. How long
did.
was that?
That was
4 months? No?
And some years.
Oh, was it
No,
yours?
it's like a couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an outside sales guy, so
I know.
didn't, so I saw you probably 4 times.
I know. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's crazy. You
emailed
guys
a
work
lot.
together.
Yeah.
Hey, when you find a job outside the office, you don't spend a lot of time in the office.
That's fair enough.
Put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember because you were always traveling and repping around, and you would send in the orders, right, from bike shops and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Wade's just living the dream, just traveling around, riding with bikes, going for rides with shops.
It is kind of so. I've had people out from the office come on our jobs with Keith and I, right? Mm-hmm. And we bust. You say bust your balls anymore?
No, you can't say that on this podcast.
can't say that.
Only fuck.
Bust only fuck. Eh?
Oh, sorry, Luna pressed the button.
So we work hard.
Luna's now in charge of the soundboard here.
We do that hair on
Okay. I grew up with labs.
Yeah, perfect.
Covered in hair. Anyways,
We work hard. It's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. It's pretty easy. I mean, you know when your lunch is, and you can feed yourself and go to the bathroom at these different times. On the road, stuff's different, right? It's people are like, oh my god. I think guys who like the office work in the office. Guys who don't like the office, they don't work in the office. Simple.
You make your own schedule a bit more. And
Absolutely.
there's definitely a different set. Like for the people who don't know, you're a mountain bike sales rep. So that means it's your job to sell bikes and products into the bike shops and be the liaison between the brand and the shop and, support them in any way possible, which you're like made for, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if you want to get into like this job, a lot of times, like when I first started repping a little bit, because I still get paid as an athlete too.
Right.
Not a lot of money, but I get, I still work and like promote like bikes that come out in different product.
You ride, you're in photo shoots.
Do ride, I
and
do,
video shoots.
pick parts for Race Face.
the feeding off each other podcast.
Little feeding off podcast, exactly. I wouldn't be here if I was some loser sales rep. Hey, I cracked 5 million in BC this year. Okay.
Exactly.
But so some sales managers were like, Wade, you can't be a rider and a sales guy. It's like, why not? They're like, well, because it's 2 jobs. I'm like, yeah, but when I do a video that drops on the weekend and I go in Monday morning, they're like, dude, I was just watching the video. I love it.
Yeah.
So, it's always funny. We're just bumbling through life. Mm-hmm. And we pioneered kind of free riding a little bit, right? Like it wasn't just me. And I say that easily now, like, I pioneered free riding because I think it's been decades of saying that. It's like, I'm not like one to wave my own flag. Like, I started Freeride. Like, I'm actually, yeah, it was a lot of guys, but we were just lucky to be there. And then making the transition for like rider sales guy too. It's kind of like we're pioneering the way, because old school is like, once you're done with your career riding, you can't be, it's like either you're a sales guy or you're a rider. It's like, well, why can't you do both? And people are like, yeah, you're right. Why can't you do both? I don't know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we're totally deviating from Matt's story.
No, that's okay. I'm patient.
It was about
Letting
you,
it breathe.
Jason.
Letting
Sorry,
it
I
breathe.
turned that away from you and made it my story.
I like it.
No, it's all good. No, I was wondering, when did that transition happen? Because I don't even remember, like, did you even like clock it in your brain when you were like, well, now I have a job?
Well, dude, you ready for this?
I don't know.
Get a sound for that? Blowing your mind?
Give him.
And Richie is the first guy to kind of point this out to us, is that as a free rider and as a racer, you're a sales guy anyways.
True.
So once you wrap your head around the fact that, you get these guys that are like, oh, I'm a mountain biker. Like Claw's kind of like that. He's like, oh, I'm a mountain biker. He's like, I was like,
Sylvester Stallone.
it's like, yeah, but you're actually a tool to sell bikes. You know that? Like, it's not because you're
a tool.
It's not because you're rad and you're rad. It's like it's like your radness is trickling down to the what do they call
Purchasers,
the cash register.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen one of those, but I was just thinking, you hit the button, it goes ding, and the money comes out, right?
Oh yeah, it's satisfying.
Satisfying, yeah. It's a kid's toy now. But, and then once you start to realize that, I have a theory. When you're like number one, like as a racer or the free rider, you can be a dick, right? You can be a complete asshole. Yeah, I'm number one. People are going to sponsor you. But once you fall from the number one spot, you got to like bring the friendliness up, right? Because you're going to, if you're like number 10 and you're an asshole, you're like, hey, who the fuck is that guy? I mean, I'm sure we can name like a handful of free riders who, what are their names,
Yeah, go first.
Or maybe we can't name them, you know what I mean? No, it's not that they were assholes, but they just never switched on the sales. Like, they never saw it as a job to sell bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And play the game.
And play the game, dude. It's about playing the game. And some people call it selling out. Like, oh, what's Simmons doing? Still getting paid. I'm sure there's a legion of young people. Yeah, I'm looking through you with this microphone, listening to me right now. It's like, that guy still gets paid. Like, what does he do? Oh, it's like, you come for a fucking ride with me, I'll show you what I do. It's like we're still rad. I'm 50.
Yeah.
But it's like, people have fun, dude.
Yeah, I've gone riding with you. It's embarrassing.
No, but for me, it's about having fun. It's about having fun, right?
Yeah, totally.
It's like you said, it's like Wade, like when you're in the office, you're like, oh, Wade's out having fun. It's like, yeah, I'm out having fun.
My dad saw you on the trails riding up Age of Adonis on an e-bike. He said, oh, yeah, there's an e-bike riding up Age of Adonis. And my dad said, well, if Wade Simmons can do it, I guess it's okay.
I remember that. It was recently. That's hilarious, man. I don't know if I know your dad.
Yeah, well, he rides Rocky Mountain.
Look at him and add like 40 years.
Yeah. Well, now I see. I remember. Yeah. That's awesome. I do stuff like that because mountain bike is an adventure for me. Like I like to think outside. Like back to Rubin going upstairs. Like it's like, why can't I go up there? Like, can I go up there? I don't know. Let's try.
I mean, what kind of message is this sending to the public though? Are you gonna start getting people riding up downhill
Well,
trails?
no. You always got to be smart. It's like, I'm not going to go up like Asian Adonis. Like, when's the last time you rode Asian Adonis? If you ever have.
I don't even know. I couldn't even.
A couple years.
I'll tell you what. I'm not climbing up trails that are popular.
All right.
Yeah, not climbing up bobsled.
Put it that way.
No, Elon.
At night. 2 a.m.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, we've actually, full like, I'm going to get thrown under the bus here, and I don't give a shit. But we climb up 7th backwards.
Oh my.
That's awesome.
That's hard.
Well, yeah, and that's the beauty of it, dude, is that we're trying to we're out sessioning each other. Like, no one's riding 7th at 10 p.m. Like, we're doing, so on Wednesday nights, we go for this, we call it the Power Hour. Remember Much Music Power Hour?
Yeah.
We go, so Power Hour and a half. So we're going, so we go for an hour and a half. We meet at 8 p.m.
Thanks for the invite. Mm-hmm.
And you guys, anyone who has an e-bike wants to go night riding, you guys are more
so
than
you
welcome.
have to have an e-bike.
It's an e-bike ride.
That's awesome. Love e-bikes.
But we sometimes climb 7th.
Yeah, I'll skip.
Tonight's cold. Tonight's going to be probably 6 degrees, 7 degrees, raining.
Yeah.
No one's coming down 7th at 9 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Definitely not.
No.
Are you dabbing on that? Or are you making it all the way?
We're trying not to dab. It's
Yeah?
old school, dude.
Wow.
We're out session each other three dabs and get up there.
Wow.
3 dabs, dude.
We got a sticker for you.
Yeah, we do. We got a sticker.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, we got the "Don't Dab" sticker
nice.
on the new 5th edition Mahalo My Dude sticker sheet.
Dude, I love you, man. You guys got such rad stuff going on.
Oh, thanks. We're just trying to be rad, so it trickles down to the cash register. That's all we're really doing, playing the game.
Excellent.
Okay, so back to the story.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, I'm gonna say it quickly so no one has a better story. Okay, you guys were at a dinner, and some young kid came into the restaurant. He said, "You guys are all at the table, right? Freeride legends." No way, Jason Lucas.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't a young child.
Oh,
It was a woman,
It
a
was
girl.
a pretty waitress.
oh no way, no way.
I actually remember that. And I think we might have gone out partying that night too.
Yeah, we did.
And you were getting recognized everywhere.
Yeah.
The prime days.
That
When
was
was this?
That was Crankworks.
Crankworks, yeah.
One night, after a big day working, and that was like at a decently nice restaurant too, which was interesting.
The waitress, man. I remember that.
Yeah, that was good times.
So David loves to tell that story, Belanger, because he said it was the changing of the guard.
yeah, I don't know if I agree. I actually no, I know I don't agree. It's cool and it's fun when that happens, but I also think like what you guys did like as careers during that time and now what we do is such a different thing, and I would love to get your like take on it too, because I feel like Matt and Dave, like we're like content creator people, and you guys were more out there riding and like I guess creating content, but people were creating content around you rather than you creating it yourself.
Well, I think that if you're no one doing it, you're obviously doing a good job.
That's true.
Right? Back to putzing around, right? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of content creators that don't go anywhere because they're fucking putzing around, But obviously, if you're a content creator and you're no one, you're doing a good job. So power to you. Yeah.
Right. Well, so there's a big beef right now. Wow, I was supposed to segue beautifully into this Ride to the Hills clip. Just play the clip. We'll get back to this, okay? All right, changing the guard brings us to this clip. You already know what's coming.
Yeah,
This is burned in my memory. Take it away.
Hey, little punk, you broke my glasses.
Hey, you're Wade Simmons. You suck. My brother says you're totally washed.
Washed. Man, that hurts. Kids these days are vicious.
That's good acting, man. That hurts.
All right.
You knew
That
that
is
is.
burned in my
Ryan,
head,
That's
dude.
Ryan Vanderham.
Thomas Van Ham's brother.
Yeah.
No way,
Yes.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
So good.
I mean, how old are you there?
What's that? 90? What was that?
God. I don't know. Maybe you could Google that, Brooke. Ride to the Hills.
It was
Ride to
long,
Hills
it was a
Mountain
long
Bike
time
Home.
ago.
Yeah, that was in the 90s.
Well, you're in your
94,
God.
95.
Well, you're in
I
your-
graduated
you're
in
in your
91,
20s?
17, 18, probably like 21.
Wow.
21, 22.
2001.
And I just find it so hilarious that you're
So
21 in that
27
clip.
actually.
27.
Because I graduated in 91.
Mm-hmm.
You graduate when you're 17, right? 17, 18?
Mm-hmm.
So 10 years. Yeah.
I just find it hilarious how you're 20-something and the bit in that segment is that you're washed
I know,
up.
yeah, I was already
27.
washed back then. I am very clean, hence the bike wash.
Yeah.
Yes, nice.
It all makes sense.
That'd be a good name for the wash.
Washed up.
Washed up. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Next
Quick
round.
trademark it.
Dude, that is good. Why did we think of that? Godfather Cross Country, still washed up.
You heard it here first on the Feeding
That is
Amateur podcast.
awesome.
Dave, stop.
Dave.
Great ideas.
Made a contribution.
Okay, you're in. You're in the Godfather.
I'll take my cut.
A little segue here. So when I was selling Tippy on Godfathers, because he's part of the Godfathers team, I'm like, Tippy, we're all Godfathers, dude. I want to get Schley involved, like Bear Claw. You know what I mean? It's like I'm the Godfather, but you're the Godfather too.
Yeah. Is Claw a part of that too?
I want him. Hey, Claw, you out there? Like, let's do it.
We also want you on the pod.
The Craw, we'll call it the Craw.
The Craw. Yeah. And you want them a part of it as in like they're all athletes on the team, or how do you?
Well, of course, as we grow, we're gonna, bring in athletes and stuff, and I want to bring in the Godfather. It's kind of part of it, right? Like
okay.
anyone who's rad has done cool stuff. It's
Yeah. Matt, you had a question?
My question is, are we rad? Is there any space on the team for mountain bike YouTubers?
yeah. No.
Oh, yeah.
So
The
going
studio,
back
live
to
studio
what,
Hans is laughing at me.
going back to like Jason getting noticed. Like, yeah, man. I mean, I'm all for. It's kind of like we're creators, but you gotta. If you're gonna do something, this is what I tell my son. I have a lot of dad-kid talk, right? I'm like, dude, if you're gonna do something, just do it well. Right? Go all the way. You're all in. I'll go in all the time. Even if you're wrong, I'm very opinionated. And whenever we go to like couples' houses for dinner with my wife, and she's like, "Okay, like keep your opinions to yourself." I was getting the pre-talk, right? Because I'm like, I'll fight something if I believe in something, I believe in it. And then if you do a good job convincing me otherwise, I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then I'll have your back, right? But until I get convinced otherwise, it's like I'm all in.
I believe it's Parks and Recreation. Ron Swanson. He says, "Don't half-ass anything, full ass."
Full ass, buddy. Yeah. I mean, if we could if you want to mirror your life after some people, like in television characters, like he's a good guy to do it.
It's a good one.
Or Rip. Remember, what's that? Yellowstone? You guys watch Yellowstone?
No, I haven't seen Yellowstone.
Oh, God, this Rip, he's like an old school cowboy, longest time on the farm, on the ranch, dude. And same kind of thing. He's all in. Even if it's the wrong direction.
Yeah, exactly. Matt, you had the beef?
Oh yeah, so very
It's a big
topical
beef.
right now. This is like a thing as of yesterday. I guess it's kind of ongoing, but it came to like a head yesterday. There's beef between mountain bike creators on YouTube and influencers, and specifically Pinkbike, the Pinkbike podcast, where something was said where they were kind of punching down on. Now, this may have been taken out of context. It's, maybe you got to watch the full thing, watch the full podcast. But basically, this little snippet was putting down, I guess, less than average riders for bumbling their way down trails and then deciding to upload that footage onto YouTube and therefore clogging up the internet with garbage that nobody needs to see. Yeah. And it sparked a video from the Lone Ranger. I don't know if you're familiar with his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He made a video that's titled, "I have a big problem with Pinkbike." And he basically called out the two podcasters and he said, this is BS because, without us, like without the small people who are just trying their best, without the skill set yet, they might be on a path to becoming, the next Lone Ranger, the next Mulholland, my dude, the next whatever. And you can't disclude them. And he says it's all about inclusivity versus exclusivity. So,
well, you want my opinion on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, so when Pinkbike first came out, and there was, like blogging didn't even exist, right? Pinkbike, they did bike tests. Mm-hmm. And so just to see, it's funny how like you're using Pinkbike as like down punching to like these average riders that are popular. And then above that, I punched down to some Pinkbike testers. Like we talked about this at Rocky. Mm-hmm. Like say a bike goes for a test, say a Slayer goes in for a test. And just to throw Mike Casimir under the bus, no reference to you, Mike, but just people like Mike might say, just to put a name, like just to put a reference point, right? Like the tester might be like, "Oh, it doesn't wheelie very well." Well, Vanderham and I, because he laughed about this, because we fucking talked about this all the time. How do we know this fucking guy can wheelie?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And I used to talk to Brian Park about this. I'm like, these fucking bikes, like say the Slayer's like, "Oh, it doesn't bunny hop very well. It's too planted." It's like, how the fuck do we know this guy can even bunny hop? Like, and now he's testing the bike, and this is going out broadcast to fucking mega people, and here he's saying the bike can't bunny hop very well. Where's his, like, how do we know, like, so I suggested to Brian Park is that testers should have a scorecard like a hockey player or like a video game. Like when you say you get a car, like a status, you're like, oh, this one's good at speed, but really good at acceleration, and only gets a 3 out of 5 on cornering, right? Mm-hmm. Pinkbike testers should have that. They're like, oh, this guy is like, we should like have a level of like, how good of a tester is he? Because then you can apply that to his results, Now, full circle, you have the Pinkbike guys calling out these people that are making even worse riders than them. How funny. Is that not funny? Laugh with me on that.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's very serious topics. Come on. Very serious.
No, it is funny. I think you're right. I think there is a bit of a full circle moment. And I think it's easy to forget, like, no matter how good you think you are, there's always someone better. There's
absolutely
always going to be like, you can't ever say that you're the best rider, even in the top 10% of the best riders. And, there's
always going to be someone better.
Always going to be someone better.
And back to kids, being a father and like talking about, because it's like a bit of an age thing here, right? I'm like, I say that to my son. He loves soccer, and he's like, and there's always going to be someone better than you on the field, but you just have to know how to apply your skills into that scenario and like do the best you can, right?
For sure. Yeah.
And then, that comes full circle. I mean, this is a big life lesson. Like, why are you guys rad on, like, why are you known? It's because you guys do a good job at what you do, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I think, like one of the comments in that podcast was like, oh, the people, if you're like a mediocre rider, don't even upload your content to the internet because it's clogging up. Like, it's going to get full. And I feel like...
Wait, are we running out of space on the internet?
Yeah.
We have a few gigabytes
The
left.
reason the mediocre rider can do that, because other mediocre riders love to watch mediocre
Yeah,
riders.
it's relatable.
It's relatable.
There's an audience. Yeah.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
Even more so than the rad rider, because those mediocre guys would be like, that does not compute. You know what I mean? It's kind of just
Totally.
like...
And the guy who is uploading his like bumbly GoPro clip that sucks, like I've seen it and it sucks. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have the right to upload it. Go ahead. Someone out there, even if it's their mother, their aunt or whatever, like there's an audience for it. There's an audience for every bumbly little GoPro clip.
So I like to speak in analogies, right? Like I'm Mr. Analogy and everything, right? And it's like, that's why Budweiser beer exists. No, it's fucking true. Because, like, we like good. You guys like
Some people like drinking piss.
Okay.
They
No
like
more
drinking
Budweiser
piss, dude,
sponsorship.
because, like they... Ooh, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, but you know what? They don't know good beer because they're just fucking happy with Budweiser. Mm-hmm. So if there was a podcast on, like, the finest beers of North Vancouver's craft breweries, it'd be like, yeah, I'm not fucking watching that. I want to watch something of a guy getting drunk on Budweiser.
That sounds great.
It's the Joe Rogan podcast, I think.
And you're the sneaky weasel of mountain biking.
Thank you, Dave.
You like that, Sneaky Weasel?
No.
It's I bought some of that.
It sounds horrible.
It is strong.
It's something.
No, it's
only
bought some up in
5.9.
Whistler, and when it's cold, like I pull one out, and I was like, it didn't get cold enough. I'm like, oh, I couldn't drink.
Wait, but why is it called a strong beer? It's only 5.9%. That's 0.9 more than a beer.
Yeah, that's
no,
enough.
not alcohol, but it's like really
The
Malty.
taste?
It's malty.
Okay.
It's like more. It tastes thicker.
I thought a strong beer is like 8% or something like that.
5.9 is still a strong beer.
I mean, dude, you can get that.
Anything over 5.
No, but you can get that French Canadian beer that's like. I remember someone told me maybe it was you
Oh, God.
that said
got time for that.
that said. Pound for pound, this is the cheapest, strongest beer. It was in college. Will you tell me about it?
I was in college with you?
Wildcat.
With you? You guys went to college?
No, I don't know about that.
Maybe it wasn't you.
Pound for
It's someone who looks like you.
Oh, that's a lot of people.
Oh.
You're a character.
Adam
You're
Devine.
kind of
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Someone told me that this beer right here,
Was it Fat Tug?
Fin de Mont.
Okay, it definitely was not me.
There is, if you can Google it, Fin de Mont beer.
Please type
it
that
is-
in, bro.
It was someone in Montreal. It was like, this is the cheapest, strongest beer you can get. So for like a student, Fin de Mont. It's actually,
Bro,
it's
how
like
come you're not typing? Come on. We're all
it's a
watching.
Belgian,
Type it in.
7% or something like that.
7%. Oh, yeah, I
So
see it.
back to saying, it doesn't have to be strong taste to have strong alcohol. You know?
All right. What the fuck are we talking about?
You're talking
YouTubers
about-
or something?
The shitty riders are Budweiser, and the good riders are
Fin de Mont.
craft. Yeah, Fin de Mont.
No, it's not
We
good beer.
solved
I'm
it,
saying it's
guys.
like-
We solved peace. We made peace in the mountain bike
Anyways,
community.
like people don't. You know what? I've come to realize getting older is like people that care about that shit. Like, ooh, you're clogging up the internet. Like, get off the fucking internet. Like, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the thing
for
is,
sure.
they would argue that they're just saying it in passing. The podcast was about pet peeves. I'm scared now that we're going to say some dumb shit and Lone Ranger's going to come after us, man.
That's
Could
okay.
happen.
That's okay. It's good
Where's
publicity.
Yeah, it's
Lone
good
Ranger
publicity.
From? Lone Ranger?
He's from Canmore.
Okay.
Come on the pod.
So he knows Lone. I was thinking, it's
Yeah,
like,
well-
if you have a name Lone Ranger, you got to fucking.
Wasn't that a race face thing at one point?
It was also an
Lone Ranger
NSMB
jacket.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and SMB too.
But you got to know. I mean, if you're going to throw the name Lone out there, you got to know Lone, right?
What is loam?
Yeah, good
What is
question.
loam?
Yeah, what's loam and
There's
what's
no
duff?
place like Lone, buddy.
What's the difference between loam and
I
duff?
think Lone actually is. I think it's a wrong name. It's actually Duff, but
Now we're back to beer. Duff beer.
Yeah.
but loam is a technical term. I mean, if you brought it up on your phone, it's like one part this, one part that.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Bit
a
of sand,
composition
bit
of
of
dirt.
gravel.
Yeah.
Okay, so final words on that. Is there space for everybody to upload their crappy YouTube videos?
Oh,
Is there?
yeah, upload that. I think that space is Pinkbike, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
At one point it was, for
I left a
sure.
comment on that video that they wouldn't, without people uploading their crappy videos, they wouldn't have their Friday fails.
No, yeah, I know. I mean, I love Pinkbike. Like, I mean, it's probably the only site I go to in the morning constantly. Pinkbike. Yeah, what's up, Paul Pinkbike?
Yeah.
I think too, like there's always that thing where and it's hard for us to even avoid it. It's like, or you even maybe when you say something, it's like, oh, Pinkbike said this. It's like, well, no, one person said that. That's not everyone at the company, and you know, it's tough to kind of differentiate.
And I think there's like a lot of people who are kind of taking it personally right now, and they see it as like Lone Ranger, their hero, stood up for them, and you know, it's a great day to be a mountain bike creator because finally someone's speaking up for us. But I don't even think those people were talking about the creators. They were talking about the people who don't even pursue like YouTube as like a career. They just upload their garbage.
How about Skills with Phil or whatever? I watched that one because I know him a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
I met him a couple times in life, but
great videos. Great videos.
I wanted to kind of check out you guys' YouTube. I was watching that one a little bit.
Episode like 18 or something.
Yeah, we talked about being a chef. You almost.
It was a little boring. Going to school. Didn't go to school.
I wasn't there.
There was no Dave, so
just throw it out the window.
Yeah.
So back full circle back to what we were talking about. Like, so the gripe was shitty influencers putting out shitty shit.
The start of the conversation was stacking clips was a pet peeve, and like you go out on a ride and someone just is asking too much for clips of them so they can go home and make their reel or their edit or whatever. And I think this was
Who cares?
It's like people filming a whole concert on their phone sort of vibe, you know? You're
And
like, just enjoy the thing.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
And you know what? You're never going to find an answer to that.
You never.
There's no answer.
And there was talking about how back in the day, to get like a 30-second clip, you'd have to get a camcorder, you'd have to buy the tape, then you'd have to bring it home, then you'd have to convert it, then do this, then
I
this,
got
then
those
this.
tapes and those cameras
Wade has everything
in my hoarding box.
Above the magazines
in
and
my
the
hoarding
posters.
container.
Yeah.
And they compared it to nowadays, you're riding down a line and you do a jump and then you pull over with your buddy, high five, and then some kid walks up and say, hey, I got that clip. Do you guys want me to airdrop it to you? Which is kind of
Sick.
crazy, but what? It's sick?
Yeah, I'd take the clip.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but I think some people think it's annoying. Too
think
much
it's-
content. You should just be riding your damn bike.
Dude, it's like death by content, man. Like death by meetings. Like every time I call Rocky, like I talk to David Belanger. Like, what do you? I'm in a meeting. It's like another meeting. Like so
We're having
many
a
meetings.
meeting.
Why so many meetings? Why so many clips?
I don't know, man.
clips.
It's just like
I agree. Too many. You say there's too many clips.
I've
Random people clips like so and so rides this trail. You're like, I watch it because I'm a fucking clip addict. But I'm like, it's bad. It's not good. It's like,
I don't know. I mean, it's just like, don't watch it then. Keep going. Scroll.
Yeah.
X out of it.
Go
like,
for a ride.
I left a comment on that video kind of explaining why we started our channel. Because as you know, I started my career filming pro riders. I came out, filmed you, and I was behind the camera the whole time doing the thing, trying my hardest just to make you guys look good. And at a certain point, kind of a long story, but I had my mountain bike stolen and I didn't want to buy a bike. So I'm like, why don't I just turn the camera around on me? You know what? Screw it. I'm good enough. My skills are sufficient. But besides that, it's about the storytelling. It's about spreading the joy. It's about letting others know that like, this is pretty rad. And just like being inclusive with the people that run into me while I'm filming. Now they're part of it. And I think it resonated because it's just like, why do we take clips? Why do we stack clips? Well, it's because we just want to tell stories and we just want to get another butt on a bike and bring some joy to another guy's life or another person's life. That's it.
and I think some people, you know, they draw people in. Have good, you know, they're like personable, right? Everyone can't be what's an influencer? What's the name?
Influencer, it's
Yeah.
Content
I don't know.
creator.
Is vlogger still
Yeah.
a word? Vlogger?
We hardly even call ourselves YouTubers because there's such a stigma around it. I would more often call myself a filmmaker because I don't want people to be like, oh, he's a goddamn YouTuber. Like and
It's just
subscribe.
the continuation film of life. Who knows how long it's going to run?
Oh God.
But you know, it's easy to pick out one person right now with a crappy clip and that's not doing very well. It's easy to pick them out, but at some point, Jason and I were uploading absolute trash that was getting 200 views.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, please go watch that.
Yeah.
And if we never kept on going,
That's not a lot, eh? 200 views?
No. I can't tell if you're serious.
if it's a VHS tape, if it's a VHS tape, 200 people watching VHS. That's
Hey,
a lot.
that's not
You don't watch it 200 times. Yeah, we can't watch that.
Yeah.
I just assume every view is a stadium full of people watching it, so I extrapolate that in my mind.
Ooh, that's good.
You know,
Yeah.
Not the case, but
no.
Yeah. So my point being, we were making garbage at one point, but we had to keep going. 10 years later, hey, our garbage is a little nicer now. And if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
you know why? I'll tell you what. the reason I'm not a big social media guy is like I always think, is that it? Like, is this all we're meant for? Is Instagram views? And what burns me is that we were talking about this on another podcast. Is like you can't archive it. Like, say you get a rad Instagram photo, people aren't searching back. Like, you know how we just pulled up some. Okay, what did we just watch? Ride to the Hills. We pulled it up. Are we fast forward in time 10 years? Are we going to be like, dude, remember that Instagram photo? Let me pull up that Instagram photo of you. It's like, that's never going to happen. So, like, why is it lost? Like, you know, it's good to have, like, that was quality shit that we're pulling upon. But Instagram feeds, I mean, I'm told that YouTube stuff is archived, so you will be able to, like, it kind of lives. And maybe that's kind of what they're getting at, right? But Instagram stuff is not archived.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's more disposable.
It's
anyways.
more disposable.
It's
for
shorter.
sure.
It's like you had the moment. That was it.
And like those clips we just watched were on VHS/DVD at some point, and like that's how we consumed them. And it almost felt more special because you like bought a physical thing and watched it and whatever.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying for sure.
Because the stuff, like, say, like the Fabio Wimmer or the guys that are doing some really rad stuff. They want that. They don't want it just to live and gone. They want that to, you know, to pull back up and like be a legend, because these guys are legends, right?
I don't know if it's necessarily true that we won't be pulling up something in 10 years from now on Instagram. I think that almost punches down on some creators who that's their bread and butter right now, making reels. Maybe in 10 years from now, some kid who a reel made a huge impact on their day. This is so funny. This is hilarious. And they went out for a ride, whatever the hell it is. They might struggle in finding it because Instagram has a terrible search engine. But like, I don't know. Maybe they'll want to revisit that. I find myself revisiting YouTube videos from like 2006, 2007 every once in a while. And like, oh yeah, wow, totally forgot about that. What a throwback. I don't know. I think if you want to post something, if you want to revisit, go ahead, do it. But I don't know. We were even, there's a film that came out, Where Does the Trend End? And it's a sick film. It's high-level riding. It's shredders, and it's very artistic. It's very well done. It's like 40 minutes long. But they're putting down content creators. They put down us particularly because there's a little screenshot of the thumbnails from one of our video. It said like, now mountain bike industry is all clickbait. And they go through all these thumbnails, and Jason's number one. And it's ironic because the video was an April Fool's joke. We're like, let's make the worst clickbait video we could ever possibly make to enrage people.
It's like a double sarcasm, double entendre. You know?
It's a double entendre for sure.
And
that's awesome. That's good. That means they're giving you props.
I know, right? Like
you did exactly what you wanted to do. Was
hate and be motivating, right?
And that video was not very successful, ironically.
Who knows? Maybe. Well, our video?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it was.
It was a bit of a flop.
A little bit of a flop.
But
it enraged people, which was great.
It was like a 10-minute how to pump your tire?
Yeah, and it never got to the point. It never got to the point. But then the following examples that they showed were real clickbait.
They'll pull that back like an old movie, like that was a classic. They never got to it. Like that's the beauty of it.
So
it's our Citizen Kane.
So they're kind of like punching down on us to prop themselves up and be like, but look how original we are. Look what we're doing something. Look at this movement. And I'll give it to them. It's sick. But like to me, it's all the same soup. It's like, okay, well, you're making another video and then you're selling your merch and you're making a call to action your website. We're doing the same in a way.
I've not seen this. What's so good about it?
It's just artistic and there's great shredding. Hayden Zablotny, you know Hayden?
So like every other movie that's ever been done
Arguably.
Well, Hayden, he's on a Rocky.
Yeah, he's on Rocky, and he's one of my favorite riders. And I think one of his first appearances on film is actually on the Mahalo My Dude channel. Maybe.
He was bumbling down a trail.
He ran into me, and as an inclusive kind of gesture, I'm like, come be a part of this video. And now it's one of my favorite videos. So I don't know. I just think this whole like punching down on creators is like, and then there's the whole side that's like, why do people care so much? Just go ride your damn bike. Well, some people make a living off of creating videos, so there's a conversation to be made here.
There's a lot of avenues we could go down on this conversation, but what I don't like, I don't know if I want to get into this.
Oh boy.
Because I hate you don't want to better yourself by putting other people down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like so these guys are like, oh, but they were. It's like, well, no. But think big picture. Like these kids are probably young. And where does the trend end? Like that's the trend of The new trend is saying, where's the trend at? You know what I mean? It's like everything's a fucking trend. You know, it's like nothing new has been done.
Like we started making our comedy videos back in like 2012, 2013. Like I'm Faster Than You, Red Park.
I know my kids watch those all the time.
We made that because at the time it was like, wow, this mountain bike industry is taking itself way too seriously. Everybody's trying to be too cool for school. Let's take the piss out of all of this. And I feel like we were kind of we were the Godfathers in some type of way of making comedy and making YouTube content. We were one of the pioneers, and now it's like, okay,
We got to collaborate some.
15 guys who do comedy. There's 100 million who are making shorts, and it almost seems like the pendulum swung the other way. It's like, okay, now it's the opportunity to be too cool for school again.
You guys are the Godfathers. There you go.
Self-proclaimed.
How good is that?
The Vidfathers.
Can I provide a counterpoint?
Absolutely, please, Dave.
So I don't even know if it's always punching down. It's just some things need to exist as a counterpoint to something else. And so you just need to reference, well, these people are over here doing comedy, doing influencer, but like, this is what we're doing.
Right.
And so it's not necessarily qualitative. It's just, these are just different things. And so like, we're just going to like if you're going to go make like a really serious movie, you're going to be like, this isn't a superhero movie. This is like a movie for adults. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're putting down the other thing. You're just saying this is an alternative to this other thing.
Yeah.
So I think there's a bit of that too, where it's like, hey, these guys are pro riders. They really like this kind of shit. It's like, we're not doing that other thing. So it doesn't have to be like one is good, one is bad. It's just
To me,
separate.
it's all one delicious soup, and we're all just making stuff, and one inspires the other, and it doesn't matter where you take it from. It's where you take it to, and just keep making stuff.
The movie you're talking about, where can you watch it? Is it
Where does the trend end? On YouTube.
is it a YouTube film?
Yeah. This is a great promo for them. Hope they sell a lot of merch.
You always wonder.
This is a sick
like,
film. I'm serious.
At
This is
some
great.
point, there's got to be an idea of why you're creating something. Like they're going somewhere, you know. And it's kind of like, who's a monk? Just like, you know, if you never want to create anything, and the whole thing is like, if they really didn't want to be a trend, they wouldn't have even filmed it. Just go do it.
Yeah.
That's what
there
we
you
used
go.
to do.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Stacking clips once again, right, in their own way.
It's like just in your mind, like I'm not a big camera guy, you know, and I'm like, 'cause it's in the mind. You know what I mean? And again, like people always say, like I'm fighting it all the time. Like, how come you're not a social media guy? Like, you know what they say to me? They go like, you'd be huge on social media. It's like, yeah, that's why I don't want to fucking do it, because I know I'd be huge. Like, it's like,
That's wise.
you know, I love people telling me that. They're like, you'd be huge on social. It's like, yes, I know.
This is why I don't do bodybuilding.
Why I don't do it?
I would just do too well.
You'd,
and
you'd be
it-
huge.
Yeah.
You'd be huge.
Literally.
No, but you know what I mean? It's like, I'm old school that way. Is that I like to just do stuff for doing stuff. You know, like I don't want to have to. You know, it's like,
It's a good way to look
you
at
know
it.
that what was that movie? He was a photographer. He wanted to go find this photographer.
The Ben Stiller
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
No.
No,
The
Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Insane film.
That scene where he finally finds him in Mongolia or wherever they're in.
Sean Penn?
Yeah, Sean Penn.
Yeah.
He's got the camera set up. And he's like, I'm not. He didn't take the shot. He's like, why are you taking the shot? He's like, because some shots, like, it's too good to take. You
Yeah,
know
it's
what I mean?
too good
like,
to take.
It's like that's life, you know.
It reminded me of like a Margus.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like Marius, dude.
Yeah.
Best ultra wide shots in that film.
And you know, and you
As a
only
film nerd there.
if you live it, like you understand that. It's like, you know, everyone's trying to, like, you know, look at me. I'm making like Godfather's Garage. Like when we came up with this brand, I knew I was gonna get hell over the fire. So we had to make sure that like this stuff is good, because it's like, it's like Wade Simmons makes a fucking lube. Like, what are you doing? You're fucking retired making some lube. You're gonna cash out. It's like, you know,
Washed up.
I'm washed up, dude. You know,
TM.
Yeah, washed up. The wash.
TM.
It's for me. It's a legacy. Like I'm only going to do something good, and I used to say this to Connor McLeod. You know, it's like oh, like they want to know when the videos, like, we gotta do this video. It's like, hey, we only do good. If like we're gonna do something, back to like, if you're gonna do something, only fucking do it good, right? You know, it's kind of like. So I don't know if that supports or attacks, like, you know, like these guys that aren't doing good, they just like flood a bunch of shit out there, but.
Well, I mean, I think it goes back to what we said. We were trying our best back in the day with the skills and the equipment that we had, and that was us doing well. It was, in some people's eyes, it was absolute trash, and they were right. They were justified, and at a certain point, it got better, and it's just the path that some people are on.
Totally.
Yeah, you gotta do something in life, or else you're just sitting there smoking pot and watching TV.
Which is also for some people, and you
And
should
if you're gonna
pursue
do
that.
it, you do it well.
I don't know. You know, like we always try to. like I've been making mountain bike videos since like early 90s, and it's hard. We're always trying to reinvent ourselves. Imagine you guys now, like trying to reinvent yourself. It's like you find your niche, you do the angle, and then you got a bunch of followers that are doing the same thing, and they're like, oh, those guys suck, and these guys suck. And it's like
It's a never-ending spiral.
Yeah, you can't worry about it. You just gotta soldier on and say, you know what, like this is what we're into, and we're fucking doing it good. You know.
You guys want to talk about something else controversial? Red Bull Rampage. Jason, I
good.
know you had some topics to bring up here.
Yeah, I mean,
Are we going there? Let's do it.
let's do it. Yes, let's just keep going controversial here. Obviously, Red Bull Rampage happened like a month ago. Very huge controversy this year in terms of the judging. I wanted to get your take on it because you obviously were a huge part of it.
Yeah,
Only beer analogies, please.
I'm fine. I'm fine to talk about it. Like,
What did you think? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
well,
Go on.
This is what he didn't want to bring up earlier.
No, it's the same old story because I've had this conversation like fucking 50 million times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd Barber, who puts it on, I bump into him. He's like, hey, you want to go to the Rampage this year? It's like, come on down. Like, we'd love to have you. It's like, I'm not a good watcher, you know? Like imagine me at the Rampage. I go down there, like, hey, Simmons, telling the same story. Like, that. Yeah, it's like, I'm a doer. You know, it's like, I don't take photos because I like to do shit, right? So if I'm going to be at the Rampage, like, it's just, it's too much of a sensory overload for me.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So I like watching, and the guys are doing great, and the athletes are like, dude, look at the shit they're doing. It's insane. I don't want to go watch that.
It's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Dude. So back to the controversy, the judging. You know, I watched it again and again, and Alicia from Pinkbike, she emailed me. She's like, "What do you think about just some comment?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll tell you." Like, I'm not afraid to give my opinion, and I think the judges nailed it.
Yeah.
I actually think they nailed it. I watched it, and Cam Zink. Okay, let's break it down. Cam Zink should have won it for sure. And that Claw article, when you know what he said, I agree with Claw on this. The Claw, I agree with Claw.
Thank you.
Because Zink rolled with authority. Like, he attacked pretty much every line, and I use that. I'm like, he was on the gas, and I watched it. I'm like, well, he wasn't on the gas up top, but when you boil it down, I think his line was the best line there. Like, if I was a judge, which I was a judge before, if Fairclaw, a lot of people were in Fairclaw's corner, right? But Fairclaw really only did two big moves, and if I was a judge, I wouldn't be happy giving it to Fairclaw if that was it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like being there and doing it, it's a top to bottom thing. You know, and like the nose manuals that he was doing and stuff. Like, he wasn't like, you gotta, like, I talked to Sorgi about this, multiple winner. I mean, I love Sorgi. Like, you know, he didn't have a good showing this year, but you gotta stick it out there. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be on the gas, top to bottom. You know, I think Zink showed that. Tom, second place. I think he was deserving of second place. Like, you know, and then Carson in third. People are like, yeah, he was. And then you look at Carson's line, dude, he fucking greased every landing. He actually rode the cleanest out of everybody in terms of like nailing his landing and putting it in the sweet spot and like, you know, and pumping and going. Like, dude, he had the cleanest run.
He's like the one guy, he does the 360 off a drop, and I'm not stressed because I know he's going to land it.
He greases it. He hits it and he's gone, right?
Yeah.
There's no like bobble or stuff. He had one bobble and one. You know, because like when I talk about like my opinion, I want to make sure that everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, fucking Simmons, you're wrong." But I think they nailed it, man. I really did.
Well, now what about what's his name?
Fifth, sixth, seventh. I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like, maybe they fucked it up.
All right.
I'm not watching the fifth place video again. You guys watch the fifth place video? Like,
I don't know.
When's the last time you watched fifth place anything? You're like,
Well, yeah, the dude who what's his name? Bienve. He front flipped the gap
he was
and
fifth, was he?
No.
wasn't he like ninth?
No,
or
he got like
something, or
eighth.
eight.
I think fifth was that kid, Talis Turk.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
run was pretty sweet. He had a couple.
It was
nice,
pretty sweet. Yeah.
A couple corked.
Sounds like you're just making up names at this point.
Yeah.
No,
and
he's right.
Colby Pringle and
You know, but it's
Donnie
not about.
Frito.
It's like
Jimmy
it's
Pepperoni.
The top three is what we care about. Like, you don't. You know, it's like definitely seventh shouldn't have been second.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's so easy to be the armchair expert with Rampage because we all know that the terrain there is, you can only really get a true perspective of it when you're there in person, seeing the 3D and seeing it on a screen. Like,
And people know this, but it still doesn't click until you're there.
Exactly.
And I'm not trying to be an elitist there. It's just a phenomenon. You know something's gonna be huge. You know it's bigger in real life, and then you go there and it's even bigger.
Well, and it's not like just bigger. It's like everything's gnarly.
exactly.
Like you fucking step on the wrong plant and you go in the hospital. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's like there's
Totally.
spiders and shit, and the wing comes up, and the fucking 3 days got cold sores and shit. Like, it's fucking.
It's
rough.
super
It's
gnarly.
rough, dude.
Even just shooting that event, I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, it's so scary to hike up that hill.
It's not called a desert for, it's called a desert for a reason. It kills you.
Yeah.
Fucking like sun's beating down, you're dehydrated.
I'll take the forest any day.
No.
I'll take a dessert instead.
Exactly. So you think they nailed it?
Well, yeah, they
Yeah.
they ailed it. No M. It was a close to an A. It's very close to
They
nailing
nailed
it,
it,
but
yeah.
obviously people don't think that because there's controversy. But I think if we were to watch it right now and we'd have
Let's do it. Pull it up.
Yeah, we got another hour, 2 hours.
I mean, if they didn't nail it, give me right now. Give me your we'll go down the line.
Oh God.
How did they mess it up? Chase it.
Again, I wasn't there. I don't.
nutshell.
Okay, just watching from a third person view on a computer screen, I would say Bren Dogwood's probably in the top 3.
Okay.
I would put him in the top 3.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
He was close.
I mean, and that's the thing too. That score was half a point.
Yeah.
So it's not like
it was tight.
It was super tight, and so I understand.
tight.
To be honest, I agree with you. I think overall, I think they did nail it, given the circumstances.
But where would you put Brendan? I mean, and then you gotta
Probably third. I don't know.
yeah.
Just give them all so much money. Please just give everyone a ton of money.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave?
Oh, no idea.
Oh, you didn't watch?
No.
Matt?
I don't know.
publicly
Dude. I have
expose yourself,
Snapchat
please.
What
memory.
the fuck is the Rampage? Yeah, I know. It's like
Matt, please publicly expose yourself.
I got no. I can't even freaking remember
Oh
the
my
names.
God.
Dude, I think Talis Stirk wins when he said, "That's AIDS, bro." Should I not have brought that up again?
is that what he said?
Yeah, he said it on a hot mic.
That's AIDS?
Yeah, his bike broke. He said, "That's AIDS, bro," and he said it live on the live stream.
And what is that? I don't even get the concept.
Like the
It
disease.
sucks?
I guess, yeah.
Oh my God,
That's
I
what
nearly
the kids
peed
are
my
saying.
pants,
That's
dude.
what the kids are saying these days.
I wonder if is it something different? Like roll AIDS or something?
Yeah, I think it was roll.
It's a very generous
Yeah,
read.
people took it out of
Band-Aid?
context,
Band-Aid?
man.
Yeah, that's
Band-Aids.
Band-Aids, yeah, that's it. Dude, I need a Band-Aid.
That's Band-Aids, bro.
AIDS? Like,
I'm sorry, Talis. Do we have speak pipes to listen to? Because I see speak pipes. Do we?
We could.
Yeah,
Yeah?
let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Well,
So
how
wait-
long have we been going here for? This is a long one.
We've been going an hour and a half, but about 10 of that was without Wade.
All
I
right.
could talk, dude. I have so many stories. I could talk. I got lots of stories. You should bring me back for another one sometime.
Ah,
We will.
You're not far.
So we have a voicemail called SpeakPut where people leave messages. So this is from Ryan.
This is calculated. We know what's coming.
Hello, gents. This is Ryan from Mission out in the Fraser Valley, not too far from you guys.
Sounds like he's got a
Long-time
British
listener,
accent.
first-time pipe player. I just wanted to say you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. And I have some questions. Where is the coolest place that you have ever visited or traveled to? That's really for Dave. And then coolest place you've ever ridden your bike. I just visited Maui back in August, but unfortunately wasn't able to ride because we were there during the crazy and scary fires.
Oh God.
So hoping that we can go back next year and ride the awesome trails there. I saw your video there, Matt. But yeah, where's the coolest place you've ever ridden? Really appreciate everything you do, and ta-ta for now.
Dave,
Best
best place you traveled.
The coolest place I've been is Japan.
Cool. Wade, coolest place you've ever ridden your bike?
In person?
What, in person?
Virtual reality.
Yeah.
For me, same question.
Where's the coolest place you've ridden your bike? Oh. Yeah, you gotta pick one. And it can't be the shore.
Well, we were joking about this before, is that I used to guide a lot in Costa Rica and in Switzerland for Chris Winter, Big Mountain Adventures. Awesome. And I used to joke, I'd spend my own money to ride my bike in Switzerland. Because I was getting paid to go there, I can pay my own. I pay my own money to come here, and I would. I'd pay my own money
To the Alps?
The Alps, man.
Really?
I love big mountains, and we have big mountains here. You go hit some alpine, but not like Europe, dude. It's like you take a train to 3,200 meters in Zermatt. You get out, you're like, oh, we're at 3,200 meters. I pay my own money to go.
It's on my bucket list to eat a Toblerone at the top of a mountain in Switzerland.
Buddy, let's do it. We should go.
Let's do it. We'll go for a night ride. We're gonna go to Switzerland. Let's go on a night ride in Switzerland.
It's I just like big mountains. I'm a mountain biker. Big mountains, trails, alpine.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
The Alps.
The infrastructure they have in Europe in general is just so good.
We used to toil over maps because all before Trail Forks days, cell phones. We'd be like, "What are we doing next day, boys?" And we'd be like, see all these trails, and you get to read, you get to know like fall line and drainages and stuff. And we have trails that we pioneered that are trails in Trail Forks.
No way.
Yeah, like the Brazilian and stuff. Like we
The
were
Brazilian?
first, yeah.
What's that?
Well, it was this trail we were following this hot blonde. Like we were doing this.
I
we
knew it.
We were doing this recon trip, and we were riding this trail, and this kind of like fit mountain blonde running girl was like on pace with us. So we called it the Brazilian.
That's amazing.
It was the waitress that recognized Jason.
And later, Matt, coolest place?
So what was the question?
Coolest place you've ridden your bike?
I love Maui. Maui's cool. Makawao Forest, which he's probably referring to. Great trails there. Pineapple Express. Cam Zink lives in Maui now, I think. Cool place. But what comes to mind is probably Jamaica. Blue Mountains, Jamaica on the Fat Tire Festival. Private bike park.
The secret bike park.
Mm-hmm. Not so secret anymore. Actually,
I've never been in Jamaica, but I know the story of that and the person that created them. And
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. Are we allowed to
I could imagine.
We're gonna have to leave that for another pod. The time I visited Jamaica, actually twice now. But yeah, it's amazing. It's like bike park level trails, like fully manicured, and like a military grade compound at the bottom, cooking pizzas from like a pizza chef, and it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like luxury out in the middle of nowhere.
I think one would say Ja, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, that'd probably be the coolest place. Was there any more to that question? Was it like a two-parter?
Did you answer?
No. No, he asked, where's the coolest place you traveled for Dave? And then where's
how thoughtful.
It was really thoughtful.
Yeah,
It was
we have thoughtful listeners.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Can I add something to this?
Yes.
I mean, I've traveled not the world, but a lot of the world. Pound for pound, the shore is pretty damn good.
It is tough to beat.
We don't have the highest mountains, but we can ride year round. And there's how many new lomers have you hit this year?
I don't want to say on.
There's like new zones that people are cracking. It's
Yeah. Shout out to the trail builders on the shore because you guys are doing good stuff. It's so good.
And
We need a few more campsites though. Do we? No?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Camps, yeah.
I like Europe. The reason I like Europe is because I like the refugios up high. You can have a beer and like the best food, and and then they have like benches and stuff you look at. They have like these benches and stop points, and where I think the shore needs more of like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only comes with history, right?
Exactly.
I know my desire for more campsites is just going to mean more Instagram blown up spots and whatnot. So
Yeah.
But more campsites just for me.
I feel like we need.
Was that sarcastic? What you said? More campsites?
No, it was actually serious. Like sometimes I'm like, man, like it'd be cool if there was just a place where you could kind of drive up and not be illegally parked overnight or something. I don't know. You can't where can you camp other than the Seymour group campsite?
Oh, with a car?
Yeah, or walk in. I don't know.
We talk about this often in my circle of friends because we all go to Europe and we love it. Say you go to Munich, right? You go to Munich. Every valley has roads and towns. Here, sea to sky. We got one road north.
Yeah.
Then the gondola came in, right? And everyone's complaining, Corey LeClaire lives in Scotland. She's like, it's so busy here. It's like, dude, it's not busy.
It's not.
It's think about Europe. I want more of this. He's like, you want more people? I'm like, well, no, but more people brings infrastructure, brings campsites, brings beer, brings lifts. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we have one line, we have this one highway vein leaving Vancouver. You got Squamish, you got Whistler, you got Pemberton. Okay, now you're in the Chilcotins, right? Like, I want that everywhere so we can go explore.
Yeah.
It's
more
funny.
campsites.
I don't know. I gotta get freaking flamed for that.
I feel like people don't
Only
realize.
the flamers will flame you.
Flamers. I feel like people don't
People will flame.
realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. The like geography of this area, and like there could be more. Like there are roads, like the Indian Arm, for example, goes all the way to Squamish, and like if it was Europe, there would probably be chairlifts connecting Seymour, Grouse.
Yeah, he's
and
getting it.
Cypress.
Look at him.
I don't disagree.
Oh yeah.
And there's no reason it can't happen, but it would be interesting to see.
It is going to happen.
It is going
it's
to
just
happen.
That
100%.
not, it's going to be 200, 300 years,
Yeah.
400 years. I mean,
Yeah.
Europe is 100 years ahead of us, right?
At least
More,
Way
at
more.
least.
I think
Way more.
Yeah.
like quite a bit more. Yeah.
1,000 years.
And the beauty of it, what I love, is that you can go like multi valleys and then back in one day. You're like, boom, boom. Have you guys ever been to Voriez, or what's the bike park area? It's called Cirque du Soleil, Port du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil.
The Port du Soleil.
Port du Soleil, which is like Italy, France, and
You can go,
Switzerland.
yeah. It's like it's just mind blowing for us Canadians. They're like, we got one chairlift, They're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go stop in Italy for lunch and come back home. You're like, what?
Yeah, be great. Should we listen to another pipe? Is there one more? Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Never say one more.
You also didn't answer.
Oh, best place I've ridden.
Yeah,
Can it be in
You
BC?
can say anywhere.
Okay, I'd say Retallick.
Oh,
Yeah,
good one.
Retallick is it's like Disneyland for mountain biking.
Now, where is that?
That is in, I guess, just outside of New Denver in BC.
Now, where is that?
Near Old Denver. No, it's near, I guess, the
John
biggest.
Denver.
Yeah, in between John Denver, Old Denver, and it's near Nelson. That would be the biggest town, or Revelstoke. It's still pretty close.
Our friend
West Virginia? John Denver?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I knew where you were going.
My brain was slow there.
Yeah.
When I think of New Denver, I think about our friend Morgan, who moved there to teach. No longer lives there now, but he just stopped wearing shoes when he moved there. I remember him telling us.
Yeah, it's pretty rural. Like it's for people who don't know, in the winter it's a cat skiing lodge. In the summer it's a biking lodge. They'll take you heli biking. They have a whole bunch of trails at the back, and it's pretty rural. And you live in this cabin with a whole bunch of other people. They'll shuttle you up in a big Unimog, and you can go ride the most insane trails you've ever ridden, probably. And yeah, same kind of thing. Big mountains. Like you don't get that everywhere else.
I've been there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's insane.
It might be the best.
One more. If you would like. Oh,
Donnie D.
Morning, Chuthers. This is Chuther Donnie. I'm num from Alberta. I was listening to one of the previous episodes, and you guys were saying you want to give some relationship advice. So here we are. Get your Dr. Phil bald caps on, because you're about to need to therapize. So I've been getting shit over the past riding season from my girlfriend because I end up riding within a group of friends, and then most of the guys bail, and I'm stuck riding with the girls. Not necessarily stuck. It's not really an issue to me, but my girlfriend tends to get upset when that kind of thing happens. I kind of feel like it's out of my control. I've tried to get her into mountain biking, but she gets scared. We try and slow it down. She definitely, like, on these group rides can't hang. So I'm kind of looking for your guys' opinion to see if I'm in the, I guess, wrong here, or if she can be a little bit more understanding about the volatility of who actually shows up to a group ride. Thanks.
Well, boys, what do we think?
Girlfriend's a bit.
Yeah. I think she's a bit
sensitive.
A bit sensitive. Like, you're going on a bike ride. What are you worried about?
I think
he's divulging too much info on the bike.
I think she watched How to Buy a Mountain Bike on the iFishD Films channel, and she knows that
that's how you fall in love.
Yeah, that's how you fall in love.
Yeah, how attractive are these riders? I'm wondering. Maybe there's like a,
Brooke's cringing into her.
Dave's wondering how attractive they are and how he can get I this riding scene.
Where are you? How do I get invited?
I mean, I've been with Lisa, my wife. She's been around a long time, and she knows the drill.
Careful.
She knows the drill. She loves mountain biking, and I would bring her. I would say bring her along because Lisa knows she doesn't want to be there. She's like, you guys are disgusting. It's like, I did it. She knows. She's been there. So I would recommend that. Hey, you bring her along and show her what goes down, and it's like she won't want to be part of it. It's like, okay, yeah, that's your scene.
But what if
Inclusion, right? Invite her in and then let her go. It's like, yeah, you guys are fucked up.
But what if part of your scene is, say, there's a bunch of other women there, and all of a sudden now you're riding this guy? He said he's stuck with all the ladies.
It is what it is, man. It's like you can't. I mean,
relationships are built on trust.
Yeah.
That's true.
Trust them. Well, I don't know.
Also, yeah, I feel like it is now, and a lot. I think before mountain biking was considered this like pretty niche thing, and now it's more just an activity that a bunch of people get to do together. No different than like a Wednesday night pickup soccer game, or like these other kind of group activities people do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
orgies.
It did sound like he was explaining the orgy there. Yeah. She can't hang.
She gets mad when I get
I have
into
to
these
slow it
orgies.
I bring the lube.
Now, what about this? What if he punches down?
Look at Luna.
Not physically
you
punching.
good girl.
I don't support any domestic abuse, and there's not what I'm saying here.
I don't even think you need to address that.
Okay, good.
Careful.
But he punches down. He says, like, oh, man, these girls, they're, like, bumbling their way down the trails. Man, I wish the guys would just stick around and kind of, throw some negativity towards their way. And they just be like, oh, man, they're just so annoying. I'm so glad I'm home with you.
I'm so
now.
distracted
It's
by
just
their
like,
attractiveness on the ride.
Can I? So he
can't wait to get back home with you.
He did say that the guys, they F off. They go.
Yeah.
Maybe he's bad. Like,
what's happening? Oh, like they're too quick for him? Maybe he's in the wrong group?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Not to say the women can't be good riders.
Careful.
Careful.
No, I wasn't getting at that. I was just saying that he did describe the fact that he
getting
ends up with the
flaked on.
girls. How does he end up with the girls
I
all
don't
the
know.
time?
It sounds pretty good, though. All right, so what's our final verdict? Do what you want? Tell your girlfriend to kick rocks?
That escalated quickly.
I think you should take up smoking like the last time we gave advice. Yeah, just take up smoking, man. You'll come up with a solution. Yeah.
Only after sex, though.
with the people you're riding with.
Yeah, no, he's just gotta throw in some complaints about the girls, and then just say how happy he is to be back home with her, and put her on a pedestal. Brooke, what do you think? Got any other thoughts, or just thumbs up? Yeah, we got the thumbs up.
Sounds like she's jealous, eh, Brooke? A little bit. Yeah.
I wouldn't have any experience with this real life because I don't know how often do we end up riding with women? Not that often. I don't know.
I've definitely ridden with women.
Careful.
Yeah, careful.
There's more out there. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a good thing.
Hanging out with
Yeah.
Rocky. Like,
Yep. Lots of women.
I would just
shredders
hang
and
out with
Rocky.
Georgia Astle.
Yeah.
She shreds. Like,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like I said, it's a normal thing now. It's okay. It's not just a dude
Yeah,
sport.
it's normal.
No.
It is normal.
Yeah. Bring some flowers for them. Bring some wine,
All
candles.
right. Should we wrap this thing up? We're getting into cancel
I
territory.
think we should wrap it up. Hey, I guess this is the point where we normally play a game of this or that, but we're pumping the brakes. No more this or that. If you're upset by this, leave us a speak pipe.
Yeah.
Speakpipe.com/feeding off each other. Leave us a voicemail.
Yeah.
Ask us.
Go on.
Ask us a question. Ask us for advice.
Yeah.
Tell us a funny joke. Whatever you like.
That was a great one.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might get relationship advice from Wade Simmons.
Yeah. Or
The
Luna.
Godfather. Or Luna.
The Dogfather.
The dog father. The dog daughter.
Mr.
Dog
Wade
mother.
Simmons, this is feeding off each other. Do you feel metaphorically full?
Yeah. I mean, I thought we'd have more to talk about.
Yeah?
Went too quickly, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's what happens when you're on the Feeding Off Each Other podcast. Good times. Just go by quickly.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I quite enjoyed this. It was awesome.
Thank you. Are you going to listen back?
I'm going to listen back. I'm going to punch down.
You'll leave some negative comments?
Hey, if you're not good at podcasting,
Like, you
don't
mean,
even
am I going to
bother.
watch myself, listen to myself talk?
Where can we find Godfather's Garage?
It's at every fine bicycle retailer here and everywhere in the world, you know, bike shops. We're kind of, we've been out a year and a half and we've got a good dealer network. We're online. There's a dealer finder on our website, godfathersgarage.com. And yeah.
Excellent. And check out our merch, mahalamydude.com.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
And as always.
Feeding off each
Thank
other.
you for listening to Feeding Off Each Other. Please subscribe for more great podcasts.